And welcome back to another episode of Alterra, headquarters of the Mad Capitalist. I'm your host and games master for the evening, James Robertson, and joining me this evening, everything is fine. Ben playing Pizzazz, the gnome wizard.
We're all gonna die again.
Everything is not fine. Bob plays as Lanwor, the Fearbog druid.
No, it's not. It's definitely not. It's not.
Everything hurts. Neil is Dion, the half-orc ranger.
Die, God.
And every little thing is gonna be alright. Yes, it's TR playing as Glack, the kobold cleric.
Still full of hit points.
Still full of hit points, despite being digested. Previously, the party ventured through the desolate dust fields of disparity. Try saying that 5 times faster while drunk. Barely managing to make it through without being seen or attacked, but luckily still managing to get through. They found an exploded tower full of lingering traces of Arcanite dust and managed to battle against the ashen winds to arrive at an old inn, the Last Hope, run by a vampire named Carson Gold, whom the party didn't ask the name of, and home to a grizzled adventurer named Kentril. The only room available was the basement, currently occupied by some kind of mechanical beast. The party agreed to destroy the creature if they were allowed to stay the night and headed down to fight it, still desperately low on power and vitality. It was a tense affair during which Pizzazz was KO'd, Glack was KO'd and swallowed by the creature, Dion was KO'd and swallowed twice, and Lanwor turned into an elephant so that he couldn't be KO'd or swallowed by it. But in the end, through insane luck and an initiative order that was very much in their favour, they all just survived. The Mecha Behir, frying its circuits before settling down for a drink with Kentril, then a long rest. Glack and Dion have had normalish sleep so far, but when our Druid of Dreams, Lan, decided to bring Pizzazz into his own dreams, the two of them embarked on a rather unsettling experience through the tangled thickets of Lan's memories, and could only watch past experiences of Junkrat and Lan, including once where he was mauled by a direwolf cyborg, and once where he was in an apparent therapy session with Junkrat, who was asking questions on the nature of memory, the heart, and the soul. The dreaming duo watched as Dream Junkrat stabbed Dream Lanwor in the neck with a syringe and dumped his body in a hidden fire pit before calling on an intercom to send the next subject in. And that's where we pick up today, with the group still asleep but getting towards the end of their long rest in the basement of the Last Hope Inn. Lanwor and Pizzazz, the vision, the sort of past memory that you have just watched together,
Yes.
has done that similar sort of thing that the previous memories have done after you viewed them. They sort of turn a little bit grey, and you see yet more paths illuminate along the forest in the blackness, leading deeper within. Obviously, this maze-like forest, Lan, is your area of dreaming, your subconscious. You feel like you could explore anywhere, but as you move ever deeper, you've felt a strange sort of prickling at the back of your neck, like you're being watched. Like the deeper into the memory forest you go, the more you're going to be perhaps noticed by your own subconscious and marked as foreign intruders. Whatever you've seen in this place, it feels like the forest is alive. And it, much like real memories, much like your real subconscious, it is actively trying to keep you safe from the more harmful memories. But the two of you stand there on this sort of threshold of this particular memory sequence, in the part of the jungle where you know most of your memories of Junkrat to be, although they are a bit hazy as you move through them. Pizzazz is with you still.
Next time I see that little Yeah, I'm gonna punch him in the head.
I am not liking this.
Well, when I say punch him in the head, his head will then explode.
Uh,
I will be casting fireball centered in the middle of his brain.
okay. I'm worried he's messed with everyone's. And now, a little.
You think?
I'm not sure if this would work, but I have an idea.
What is it?
I'll ask you if it's okay for to poke around in your dreams.
Will that work?
I can but try. Maybe if I dream in this one, I can drag someone else in.
Quick, fall asleep. We can go deeper.
Okay. And
Yep.
and Lan inside the dream will start dreaming.
Okay, so you just sort of lie down, or like how do you will this into appearance? Because you've cast dream, you can shape the essence of the dreamscape however you wish. Remember, how does it manifest?
I will form a barrier, sort of, and set the dream version of me in a sort of a meditative state, to sort of with a barrier around me to sort of somewhat try and protect this dreaming with the dreaming version of me.
Dreams within dreams. Interesting.
Incept this bitch.
And we'll try to cast dream again to try and drag someone else in.
Perfect. So the two of you
Dream Pizzazz is also sat down and gone into like a meditative state.
Yeah, you cross your knees and just sort of sit there on the floor, and you watch as Lanwor just begins getting into this zone. You watch as vines and creepers begin sprouting out of the ground around you and wrapping around his knees and his legs and sort of crawling up his arms. And you realize this is a natural sort of thing as it begins sort of spreading out as well and forming this almost dome-like cocoon around the two of your dreaming states, blocking out the entranceway into the other passages and tunnels around the forest. You don't see the sort of shadowed off area that you'd watched the previous memories in. It's silent in here, and it would be peaceful. As you feel those creepers wrap up around your arms as well. Do you resist?
No.
Yeah. And they both sort of they interact with your temples and then spread out to form this almost root-like protuberance, almost like wreaths, crowns, off of the top of your heads, and they seem to meld in the middle of this space and plant down into the ground and spread out as the two of your consciousnesses begin to move away from this area, leaving your current dream bodies behind in that space.
Mm-hmm.
And the both of you reappear back in the inn in this sort of it's a weird sort of ephemeral sort of state of affairs. Everything is various shades of purple and grey. This seems to be it's almost like an astral projection of the dream state. You see the unconscious bodies of yourselves from which your dream states have just echoed. And you can see Dion and Glack currently sort of napping nearby.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you wish to go first?
So Pizzazz pulls a pen out of his pocket and goes over and draws on Glack's face.
Okay.
Or at least tries to.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to interact.
Damn.
It seems since this isn't your dream, you feel like you are not able to shape it in the same way.
Worth a try.
Who should we bring in next?
You can bring in more.
Well, we're essentially going into his dream to drink him from his dream into yours. I've never done this before, but
Right. Question: will we die?
As long as her body doesn't die, I think we should be okay. This is all
I
new.
have heard a thing of if you die in your dream, you die in real life.
Lanwor, roll a wisdom check for me, please.
It's a wisdom check.
Just a wisdom check. I mean, it's pretty sound reasoning that if you die in a dream, you might die for real. But honestly, you've never died, or at least you think you haven't. You've seen
he's just
memories of you
himself
dying. And you're still here. It's probably nothing. You've just watched yourself die in a dream, and you think you're still alive. You do have a rather ghostly appearance right now.
I think as long as I can shape the dream, we shouldn't die.
Question mark?
Right, rolling insight.
Okay. I'm perfectly fine with this one.
No, I'm just saying. I'm not actually going to roll insight.
Nah. So, you see, in fact, that Glack and Dion are beginning to stir. You reckon it's getting towards the end. You didn't realize how much time had passed while you were in this dreamlike state, but I guess
Quicken,
time flew by.
Glack! You're there!
Yep. You fly towards Glack, and it's almost like a sort of sucking motion. As you get close, it's like there's almost no resistance. The two of you fly into his mind, and you find yourself in this. Actually, Glack, why don't you describe? Because I've spoken to Bob at length about what Lanwor's dreamscape is like, but how does Glack dream? Like, what does he dream about? What's his dream
all I
state?
can imagine, before TR says, all I can imagine is crudely drawn representations of Bragg's gym.
That's amazing. Take inspiration. I love it.
I was going to say McDonald's.
But TR, as these guys fly into your dream, what do they see? And, I'll just move.
They actually see nothing. There is a swirling mist surrounding them. It's very hot. It's very humid, but you can't see more than 2 foot in front of your face. You can hear a hum in the background. Not an electrical hum, the hum of somebody meditating.
Pizzazz turns to Lanwor. Does Bragg's gym have a sauna in it?
It does.
I think so.
It's canon.
Are we in Bragg's sauna?
You're in Bragg's steam room.
What?
Well,
oh.
But rather than that, Bragg's personal steam room that he only thinks he has one key for.
Where are
And
you?
as you begin to sort of make sense of where you are, you begin to see through the steam towards this slowly meditating person, and it is Glack.
You meditate in his steam room. In your dreams.
Black opens one eye like, why are you here? And more importantly, why are you not naked in the steam room? Do you not know etiquette?
Yeah, as you just basically register the fact that he's got his legs crossed, but he's not wearing his usual robes.
To be honest, we didn't really know that we were going to be here.
Yes.
How can you enter a steam room and not know it's a steam room? It's full of steam.
We're in
Because we
your
didn't enter
dream.
through the door.
And it's a weird feeling as well. Even though you both know that this is a dream, you feel you feel the clothes that are on you begin to sort of stick to your skin, your hair, for those of you who have it, Lanwor.
Yes.
Just begins to softly
very
become...
hairy.
Because I know that fairbogs have like a downy sort of fur across their skin.
You're going to look like a mess.
A bit like cow or deer. So yours is like yours is beginning to get all that sort of dew-like impression. Pizzazz, you're beginning to sweat. It's almost as if Pizzazz, his well-honed monkish mind, is able to shape this portion of his dream himself.
Because that's going to attempt to try cast prestidigitation on himself to try cool himself off and make him less sticky.
Okay, so prestidigitation works that you essentially wring yourself out like a sponge, but because there is nowhere for the moisture to go in the air, it works for like a second. It's like a brief reprise, and then it just comes back even worse, like dunking your hand in a bowl of cold water and then into the hot, and it's like, oh, why did I do that? No,
Okay, then.
I regret this decision.
No offense, lads, but if this is my dream, why are you both here?
We found out something very, very bad.
Is it that you can cross into people's dreams and be weird?
No, this is normal for him.
Yes, I can do this normally. I just haven't had such a need to do it.
What was the last... Or where did you last see Junkrat?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it would have been... Oh, God, a mission ages ago. Like, then he disappeared.
After the mission, did you, like, speak to him or anything?
As you think back, it's almost as if these shapes begin to materialize out of the fog, and all three of you find yourself looking at this sort of quite fogged, memory, like it's been long forgotten, but it's still obscured by the mist. It's a little ways off, but you can hear voices coming through the fog, those of Junkrat and Glack. But they are muffled slightly by the fog. You would need to get closer if you wish to hear or see them.
Glack, please.
Put some clothes on.
Please put... actually, I will try and put clothes on him with controlling the dream.
Do you acquiesce to this, Glack?
No, Glack stands up and puts a towel over his shoulder. Like, somehow worse.
Yeah, it's all just flapping about. For the camera, we'll say that the steam obscures the worst of it, so you don't see. It's artistically so that you don't see anything below his navel.
It's like an anime bathhouse scene.
Yes, it is. It's exactly like that. And Glack, as you will it to happen, the mist sort of parts, and you sort of stride. The mist obscuring the memory.
Right.
Yeah.
Just I shall be naked.
Bold
Mine's
character
out
choice
of
for me.
Mine's out of the gutter, gents. And you see a memory that you thought you had forgotten, that you vaguely only remember. It's yourself and Junkrat, sort of. Well, you're both in Bragg's gym, and you don't know why you'd repress this at all. This seems a decent affair. Junkrat is helping you work the bag, essentially, and you've got your astral form out. You're essentially star platinum in the bag, and Junkrat is doing all he can to sort of hold on to it. And you see he's beginning to sweat like droplets of oil and whatnot. Can we stop? He asks your dream self.
I mean, if you want, I still need to warm up properly, so sure.
He has this exasperated look, goes over and grabs a towel.
Do you see?
What's up?
Well, do you ever wonder? Well, the way you hone your body and your mind. Do you ever wonder about bodies and minds and like if they can be duplicated exactly, you must strive for perfection. Yes.
I do, but I know it's a temporary thing. I'm not going to be here for as long as I can be. Eventually, all this will pass, and all that will be left are my actions.
But what if there was another way? What if you look at me? And he gestures at his cyborg parts, like his synthetic heart, his robot half his robot face with the robot eye that sort of swivels about. Wolfie, he looks a bit like Long John Silver from
Treasure Planet?
Treasure Planet,
Yeah.
the best and most underrated Disney movie.
I really like that movie.
To be honest, I watched it on Disney Plus the other day.
But yeah, he sort of stands it. But you could live longer with, if you enhanced yourself. Would you would never consider transferring your mind into a robotic counterpart? You could do so much greater things, so much more. You could help more people. You wouldn't want that?
I don't think so.
Can I just, as this is happening,
See more of the world.
This is what I am. So adding extra stuff to me won't make me me. And how much stuff do you take out before you start not becoming you? I mean, if it happens in the job or from trying to save people, then that's part of the business. But
so you wouldn't choose it, but if it happens to you, you'd, I guess, be okay with it.
Well, if it happens, then it happens. Like, Bragg has a plan, so we follow Bragg.
But you are worried that if you change parts of yourself, you'll somehow be lesser than what you were, than what you are.
I think so, yes, because don't forget, I am connected to the divine. So will that still be there if I change?
I don't know.
At what point do the gods stop recognizing who you are?
It's a good point. At what point do we not be noids anymore, but just become constructs or the very creatures we're trying to destroy, I guess, and protect the world from?
Well, like, if you had a bunch of constructs, do they have soul shards in them?
Lanwor was talking to me about his 3 clones. Even though they are clones of him, even though they are not actually him, they still think, they still move around, they are like him in every respect, like exactly the person he was until they were created, and then they go off and divert, and they're their own creature.
But if they pass, does Land lose a bit of soul, or is it a separate soul?
Now that is the question I'm trying to answer.
I mean, you could always take one of Land's clones and, two in the back of their head. Like Shrubland, he's a bit of a dick.
He is a bit of a dick. Did you? I saw him eating berries off of one of the plants.
I turned to the Glack next to me and say, "Did you really say
that?" The conversation goes on while you do that.
Yeah, of course, he's a bit of a dick. What do you want me to tell you?
I never knew this.
I mean, I prefer Succulent.
Huh?
The succulent version.
I don't have a succulent.
Well, in that case, one of them puts on lipstick. But let's get back to the conversation.
Okay.
That was a damn good line.
I need to have a very serious talk with my duplicates.
So do I.
Okay.
And it's always threes this and threes that, right? Oh God. Just wish he would stop with all the tree hugging for a second.
It would be nice, but druids. What can you
Druids.
do?
Wyllow
I
was
mean-
talking about, and then he just sort of stops.
Was she talking about how he's calling himself the King Druid now, and he's got a fancy new stick?
No. She, well, I shouldn't talk about it. It's kind of secret stuff.
I am now intently watching this version of Junkrat.
Yeah, he seems kind of evasive. Roll me an insight check.
I'm not going to.
No, that's for Lanwor, who's watching your dream.
Because it's one of my flaws. I will always trust kobolds.
Yeah,
No roll.
I'm aware of that. So yeah, Lanwor, Glack's dream version of Junkrat seems very like his body language is kind of closed off, as if he's got something to hide. You reckon? It's not that he's being deceptive in his words or actions. It seems he was definitely talking to Wyllow about something, but he seems, well, you know how Junkrat be. He is a sneaky little shit, and this seems to be something he doesn't want to reveal right now. But past Glack, memory Glack seems to just brush it off. He's not even narrowing his eyes.
All right, grab the bag again. It's time to go. Harder this time. We do full punches.
Yeah. Okay. I've got an idea. And he clicks a couple of things on his metal arm, and from out of the sides of he's sort of General Grievous is it? So like there's now 2 arms, 2 metal arms on one side. All right, let's try it this time. I'll throw a couple of punches your way, just to see. And the dream begins to, well, the sort of steam, almost like if someone were pouring more water on the hot coals, the steam sizzles up and congeals past that particular memory.
You saw that, did you not? Pizzazz?
So what?
Yeah, I saw that.
He's
Trusting the little shit less and less.
hiding something. I don't know how much longer we have, but do we want to try and get Dion too before he wakes? Because Glack was about to wake.
But you know Glack does rise early to train. Dion does sort of sleep in just a little bit. You are
We can
aware
try.
of this.
Yeah.
Tired of stealing kills all the time.
Mm.
I bet he's I bet he's training in his dream. Just
Yeah,
reliving
Neil.
all his old kills.
Yeah, Neil, think about what your dream looks like, because I'm coming to you next, pal.
Yeah.
Just so you're aware.
Just to be sure, Lan, is this the first time you've come to my dream?
I tend not to invade people's dreams unless it's
Okay, that
important.
definitely wasn't a no. That wasn't a no, Lan.
I mean, he
it's-
told me that he told me that he goes into people's dreams all the time just to
Oh.
watch.
If it's important to send a message or things like this come up where I feel like we've been deceived by someone who we've allied ourselves with for so long.
I mean, it looks like Furbolgs blush really badly.
I know where you hide your smut.
So go on. How do we get into Dion then? Or are you
Like
going to leave
dinner
me in peace?
first?
I
I was thinking if I wouldn't say it.
we try another dream within a dream. This is getting a bit ridiculous now, but
You can certainly try. Yeah, it's 3 dreams within dreams is kind of ridiculous, isn't it, Christopher Nolan? Mhm. Yes. Haha. Satire.
and That's just we want.
Yeah, so Lanwor, with Glack's help, you reckon you might be able to manipulate this dream in such a way as so that the three of you could escape it, rather than just you and Pizzazz.
Mm-hmm. I may need a bit of assistance on this. This is going a bit further than I've ever tried before. I mean, what we're doing now is a bit tricky?
Well, you just need to be in the right headspace.
Mm.
And out of the steam, Black pulls 2 towels and throws them to Lanwor and Pizzazz. Put the towels on.
Sorry, Pizzazz. And I click my fingers and both our clothes disappear.
And yet, they are so... Like, the steam in here is manipulated in such a way that it covers just everything.
You are surprisingly ripped. I am impressed.
Yeah. And the three of you go over to where...
Not Lan in the slightest. Lan is a 7 strength.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
He's very weedy.
I mean, Zaz isn't much stronger.
I assumed you were like really skinny, scrawny, strong.
Oh no, he's just skinny and scrawny. He's not strong.
No muscle there whatsoever.
He's a lot skinnier than you thought he was because his robes are really baggy and just hang off him. Kind of like the Ice King from Adventure Time.
But he has very good posture from all the years of carrying books. Mm-hmm.
Great back muscles, nothing else.
So the three of you actually head back to where Glack was meditating, and just behind that, you don't know why he wasn't sat on them before, are like a series of sort of benches that you can easily sit on and get a decent resting place on if you don't want to sit on the floor.
Why do you not use the seats?
I'm pretty sure Bags had sex on them, and I don't want to do that.
Fair point.
Zaz immediately stands up.
Yeah, sat down. No.
It was like the half sit down and back up.
You're hovering, and then you went, no.
Yeah.
You know, there's personal space and there's personal space, you know.
Yes, let's...
Regardless of whether this is a dream or not, I'm not sitting on them. To be honest, I'm kind of... I don't want to be in this room at all now.
Yeah, it's not a great place.
It's a lovely place.
I think this is where Glack does his best dreaming. So
I mean, I'm kind of wondering why you're just sat on the floor naked.
Yeah. However,
You
all of
you
your
could become
sinuses. Yeah. However, all of your sinuses are just wide open, and it's real good in here. You feel good, in fact. Yeah. But you all sort of gather round, and Glack, assisting in that sort of dream world. How do you will this dream into shifting around yourselves in such a way as to create like a cocoon so you can escape or move on or whatever it is?
I think I will pour some water onto the hot stones, and that increased hot steam will start to swirl around us, like condensing down and down until it's just like a swirling crystal ball all around us.
Yeah, and as you breathe it all in, you find yourselves becoming lighter, in fact. And as you look down at those of you who don't have their eyes closed in meditation, you look down at your hands and find they're becoming more and more wispy, more and more like the steam. And as your legs sort of begin to become vaporous clouds yourselves, you just rise up out of this scene and are just now floating back in the tavern.
Are we still naked?
You are however you wish to be.
Pizzazz is standing there going, fuck's sake. Snaps his fingers and then he's clothed again.
Yeah. This is a dream. You can be your ideal dreamlike state if you wish. Within reason. You can't be brag. Just so you're aware.
Towel over the shoulder still.
And And yet, much like Genie from Aladdin, up to your waist is sort of steam, but your torso, ripped as always, is still there.
I don't want to shock Dion so much, so I'll go back to being clothed as well.
Mm-hmm. Quite wise. And you all, like a gas, sort of move over to his form and up into his nose and in his ears. And as you arrive, this sort of area, this sort of subconscious is a much more dark place. You swear you can hear like a fire crackling maybe off in the distance. Hoots of owls. It conveys every inch the sort of wilderness and hunting nature that Dion has. And as things begin to sort of materialize around you, you see, Dion, what is your dreamscape like?
It's a nice lush forest, nice and green. I'm tracking some wild animals to kill. And I've got my arrow knocked, and from behind me I hear a crack, and I spin round, and the three of them are standing in front of me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what are you doing here?
Yeah, there is an almost pervasive sort of mist that seems to accompany Glack around his torso. Lanwor looks more leafy than usual, more sort of ephemeral, not altogether there, like a fungus when it's sort of a bioluminescent fungus photosynthesizing. Kind of the same with Pizzazz, but a bit more of a darkness, a bit more of a necrotic sort of shade around his form.
He does have like black and purple tendrils flowing from under his robes.
Yeah.
Seeing this, Dion tilts his head to the side and scratches his head in confusion. It's like, you're not supposed to be in my dream.
I'm surprised.
Yeah, it's Lanwor.
I'm surprised he even knows it's a dream. Do you dream of hunting all the time?
Yes. What I like.
Oh.
Serial killer alert. Serial killer alert.
We've found out something disturbing.
What, that Glack walks around naked with a towel draped over his shoulder?
No,
In
that's
the mist?
just...
Something a little bit more.
Yes, I'm...
More disturbing?
I'm kind of growing used to that already.
Why?
Okay.
Bummer.
Just doing some
Each to their
stretches
own.
behind.
Let's put it this way.
Furries with furries.
I would
Just
rather...
lunges. He's doing lunges.
I'd rather deal with a naked Glack than finding out that someone has messed with us that we trusted.
You succulent.
Messed with us?
That
How?
we trust. Because I brought Pizzazz into my dream initially because I was worried of dreams I was having when we were here adventuring, and it showed me...
And you wanted Pizzazz to hold your hand like a safety blanket?
No, I wanted another pair of eyes.
I mean, these last few weeks have been fairly weird.
Mm-hmm. I didn't want...
It's not been a usual quest.
I didn't really want it just to be my voice saying this. I wanted it for everyone to have sort of seen this.
You wanted a fourth opinion?
I need perspective. I need to see if this is true. I can't just... Because people can mess with memories, people can do things. I need to know if it's all of us or if it's just me. And so far I'm seeing it's not just me.
No.
And what makes you think this? What have you seen?
Well,
Well, this might not be Lan.
mm-hmm.
I might not be Pizzazz, you
Sure
might not
looks
be
like
Dion.
him.
You sure? It looks fairly leafy. Looks more like shrubland.
Mm-hmm.
I never got to know them that well, so
Me either.
nothing personal. But
I was just adding a name of a plant to Lan.
I know of them. I just never got to know them very well.
Yeah. But I've got a feeling we might not be us.
Considering
If we're not us, then do you have any idea who we are?
I mean, we're us, but we're not us, I think.
I think we're maybe a more
Confused?
perfected version of what I done for the lands. Maybe, I don't know. I don't.
Junkrat was talking about souls, duplication, memories, things like that. Do you know if he ever talked to you about anything like that?
Nothing like that. Not to me.
Are you sure?
However,
Unless he wiped my memory of it.
I mean, I wouldn't put it past that little shit.
Glack and Lanwor, actually, even though your attention is on this conversation, the more perceptive among you, the more wise among you, do hear a sort of snapping, like a twig snapping behind Dion.
What the?
And you look across and you see just like you can't. It's almost like for the briefest flash, it's there and then gone. It's like it was like a red light or something. It shouldn't be in the forest. No way. That thing was not natural in origin.
Did you see that?
The red thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's not natural.
Roll a history check, either one of you.
For it. 11.
11. It reminds you, actually, able to piece together. You feel like, and with that prickling sensation on the back of your neck, it might have been like an eye, maybe someone watching you, but a red eye. It looks kind of weird.
Red eye. I will start saying red eye audibly.
Red Eye, you sick or something?
No. I thought I seen
No, that's pink eye.
some kind of red eye.
And as he says this, Dion, you remember something you'd obviously forgotten. It just suddenly it hits you like lightning, and through the trees you hear just like the trees themselves almost part, and a path begins to open up into the depths of the forest.
My friends,
You don't.
this trail has not ended yet. Lead the way, hunter man.
Okay.
Dion,
Onward
Dion,
we
you
go.
yeah, you know these woods. No survival check is required, as you just sort of you crouch low, and you follow the tracks, and you recognize these tracks. These are humanoid tracks leading up this, winding down this forest path. In locations, it looks like they get turned around, and they become quite strange at times, quite befuddled, as if groups of them were all moving together, all fairly identical tracks, but all moving off towards the same direction. And as you crouch and move along through the woods, everyone just passing. Lanwor, roll me a perception check. And Dion as well, actually, since you're leading the pack. So Lanwor, that prickling sensation on the back of your neck returns, and you just sort of, you feel eyes upon you. But as you glance into the woods, you just see branches breaking, or twigs breaking rather, in the distance, and something moving. Not attacking, not being violent in any way, just sort of, it freaks you out though. It's like you're being followed. It's like you're being watched. It's like you're being tracked yourself.
Pizzazz noticing that Lanwor and Black are looking a little bit spooked. He's going to tap his staff on the ground and cast light on top of it.
Okay, yeah, there's plenty of light to see by now on this track area. The jungle is dense. As you see through the forest, you can see various creatures. Creatures that you recognize as being peppered with arrows. Dion's arrows. These are the realms of his imagination. And this is clearly where he hunts in his dreams. And you can see everything he's ever hunted and killed in these forests. As if he's reliving, or he has relived, in past dreams. His hunts, his great hunts. But he himself takes you further in. And Dion, you spot now fairly easily, and you're beginning to pick up pace towards a tower in the distance. A twisted... It would look like a tree. And it does. As you get closer, you see it does look like a tree. Except it's made of carved stone. Like hewn from rock. And it reminds you of a place you can't... It's been a while since you've been there. You can't quite put your finger on it. But as you slip up closer, you see that vines and essentially the forest of your dreams has reclaimed this place. The mighty oaken doors are sort of not quite barred shut, but there are creepers moved all along them. It's clearly been reclaimed. Up on a higher sort of area, there's what might have been a window, but it is also blocked. The footsteps end at this front door.
I think this is where we need to be then.
This is where the footprints stop.
But
I have a vague recollection of this building, but I can't place it.
I can
Just looks so familiar, but I can't think how I know it.
Can I try and help him focus and think of when the vine's moving away from him?
Well, how are you clearing the vines away from the door in some way, or?
I'm just trying to remind them of...
Trying to jog my memory.
Focus on the door and think of a time when there was no vines. I can try and shape it, but I'm not sure how, with being this far in so many dreams.
Yeah.
How well I can shape the dream.
Tell you what then, Lanwor, give me a spell casting check. And depending on how well you do, I'll give Dion advantage or disadvantage.
Spell casting check.
Which is a wisdom check for you.
Okay.
You put your hands either side of Dion's head and sort of try and will him to see things, to see better, to picture the tower as it might once have been before it was reclaimed. And while it's not enough to grant advantage, I will lower the DC to an according amount. Dion, if you could roll for me a wisdom check, please. Or either wisdom check or history check. I'll leave it up to you. This would be. It's difficult. It's very difficult, but you swear you can see a couple of the vines receding and the door crack open just slightly. As you put your eye to the crack, you can see something inside. But it's faint. You could possibly move the doors apart a bit more if you tried.
I say I can see something there, but can't make it out clearly. I'm gonna try and open the doors so we can get through.
Black, can you help him?
I mean, spiritually, yes, or do you want physically?
Physically, this
Go with
time.
God, son.
I give you our guidance, and then I help to push the doors.
With your party's help, Dion, you're able to wrench the vines away. And it's almost by this simple act of wanting to see the vision. The vines do begin to slither aside. And you put your shoulder against the door and hammer it home, and you can see now. And you can slip inside. All four of you, in fact.
Mm-hmm.
And you're standing in a fairly large entrance hall to not quite a castle, but certainly a large home. The walls are, once more, stone-like. But the vines have not encroached upon this area. Though Lanwor and Dion, it does look familiar to you. It's strange. And as you slip inside ever further, you see a yet another door ahead of you, a set of double doors, cracked open slightly. And as you slip up behind, you can all Scooby-Doo around the door and see the back of yourself, Dion, in conversation with a very familiar woman. Your past self, your memory self, is conversing with Wyllow, the archdruid, who, along with Lanwor, runs the Willowwood level of Brightside's Tower. The one the druid, in fact, who you've not seen for many months, ever since she shut herself in her tower. In fact, you remember this was the last time you saw her. My dear friend, the forest animals, I am aware that you've been friends with Lanwor for a long time, and I do trust and respect his judgment. But the animals of the forest are a little on edge about having so bold a hunter in their midst. More of them have been coming forward to me, claiming they feel unsafe in the forests of Willowwood. What am I to do about this?
If they're friends of Lanwor, I will not harm them.
Yes, you say that, and yet...
And I mean it.
Quite recently, in fact, a family of rabbitkin settled. And they claim to have seen you hunting one of their own. How do you respond to these claims?
I wasn't hunting rabbitkin. I may have been in the area that they were, but I never seen any.
Then how do you explain their claims?
I can't. I don't know why they would make such a claim.
I'll be honest, Dion, it doesn't look good for you. I'm very sorry to say. I don't want you to leave the forest. I really don't. You must believe me on this.
I'd rather not leave the forest either.
But something must be done. Something that can... If I were to have some guarantee that you wouldn't hunt anything in this forest, perhaps Perhaps you might be able to stay.
Other than my word, what kind of guarantee could I give you?
All of you see her smile, and this is not like a pleasant smile. There's something as she bares her teeth. Not quite a frenzy, but something in her eyes, like a curiosity, like a hunger. Yes, Lanwor.
Would it look off to me since I've interacted with her?
Yes. It doesn't seem like Wyllow at all. It's definitely her. This is quite clearly a memory. And this is too accurate to be anything but a truth. But there's something off about her, like something you can't explain.
She looks rather odd, my friends.
She always looks odd.
I'll let someone roll a medicine check if they want to.
Anyone good at the medicine?
I'm fairly decent at medicine.
I've got a 5.
I got +6.
I've got a 7.
No,
Go for it.
you're probably better.
Yeah. And
25.
25. Okay, I was going to say advantage because of a certain reason, but 25. With 25, you're sort of eyeballing her, and the party are as well. But it's weird. You can see the same sort of hunger in her eyes that you have recognized in yourself, or that you have been told has been in your eyes when there's something like a single-minded determination behind your actions.
Mm-hmm.
Like when your friends were trying to communicate with you regarding the tome or the phylactery business.
Mm-hmm.
There's that same sort of hunger in her eyes. Like she almost like a spider trapping a fly in its web.
Mm-hmm.
As she smiles at Dion and says, I'm sure the three of us can think of something. And she claps.
3 of us?
She grins again as she claps her hands together twice. And walking through from a side room, you see a little red kobold limping. He tries to avoid eye contact with you.
Junkrat? Is that you?
And he nods. Yeah, it's me.
Where have you been? I've not seen you for a long time. Thought you were maybe dead.
I've been busy.
Busy?
It's only been a few months, Dion. I've been busy with Wyllow, and we've been working together. Silence. Yes. Now then, Dion. You want to stay in the forest? I want you to stay in the forest. But there are certain things that cannot be overlooked. Junkrat begins to sort of hobble over towards you. Could you kneel down? Sorry. It won't take a second. I just need to I just need to do a thing with your bow. It's fine.
My bow's fine. Thank you.
He looks back
very well. It's done very good for me.
I'm sure it is. He looks back at Wyllow. Surrender your weapon, Dion. Junkrat will only place a tracker upon it, so that if you kill anything, or an arrow fired from it goes astray and into one of the animals, you will be well, it will easily be traced back to you. You understand? It is a simple precaution. It is nothing, really. Don't you trust us?
But do you understand that accidents happen?
Accidents do happen. And I would hate one to happen to you. So please. Junkrat, the four of you at the doorway watching this memory between the three of these people, you notice Junkrat is acting very... he's fiddling with something in his hand, and he's looking quite... not ashamed, but nervous. Lanwor, his body language is similar in many regards to how he was with Glack. And he looks thinner.
Can Pizzazz walk up to Junkrat?
Yeah, you can. Yeah. You can. The smaller creatures can just squeeze through the open crack. The rest of you would need to open it a bit more, but since this is a dream spell, you can manipulate the way things are. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Going up to Junkrat, just having looking over him. Does my passive investigation of 27 tell me anything?
Yeah, in his hand, he's holding some sort of... Oh, actually, you were there. So it looks kind of like the thing he stabbed into Dream Lanwor's neck in that last vision that you and Lanwor saw together back in Lanwor's forest realm.
Mm-hmm.
But he's sort of... it's different. It does look similar, but it's different. It looks more rudimentary. Like it might be a prototype of that device.
Mm-hmm.
But he's fiddling with it anxiously. Almost. Like he's...
If Pizzazz reaches out to Junkrat, can he actually touch him?
So as you interact with the dream itself seems to pause for a second.
Okay.
So you can interact and examine things more closely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but it does stop the memory from continuing.
No, that's fine. I was going to see if I could try take it out of his hand to examine it closer.
Well, you can sort of interact with it and maneuver it in such a way that you can examine it more closely, but it sort of stays in his hand while you do this.
Right.
I'll let you roll an investigation check if that's what you want to do.
Quicksilver it.
You can't. This is your dream. 31.
Damn.
31.
That's above 30.
Oh, I've not got beyond 20.
Yeah, it's
active.
Yeah, it's fine. It's slightly slower.
I didn't have it active, so that's why the rolls weren't coming through.
I was wondering why I was like, I'm just taking you in for it.
It's fine, I believe you, because
so it is coming up in the campaign thing.
Yeah, it's coming up in the campaign.
Yeah. So a 31. Mm-hmm. You suddenly know everything. No.
You know the world.
So what you can tell as you sort of maneuver it around and almost minority report this thing.
Mm-hmm.
As you're looking at it, it's some sort of... It's a weird sort of... It's almost like a fusion of black and blue liquid inside it. With something you would need to probably analyze closer under like a microscope or via arcanic means. But you can definitely see sort of faint twinkling of dust or crystal or something inside there, which with a 31 and with your passive arcana, you reckon would be arcanite of some kind. Yeah. Some sort of, amongst the black and the blue liquids, there is arcanite dust of some description. The syringe sort of canister container is just like a standard sort of trigger mechanism device. It doesn't look terribly special. It looks like it must have been manufactured by Junkrat because his sort of symbol is stamped onto it.
I was going to say it kind of looked steampunkish.
Yeah.
Is that what he's wanting to affix to the bow?
That's what he has in his hand. as he sort of holds it behind his back, standing by Dion.
Okay.
Or Dream Dion, rather.
Yeah. Wolfie, because you're not that aware of the Arcanites, blue Arcanite is essentially an anti-magic, has anti-magic properties, and black Arcanite has dispelling properties.
Yeah, I saw that one on one of the previous streams.
Right, gotcha.
That's the one I knew was black.
Yeah.
Right, I wasn't sure if you were aware of it or not.
Yeah,
Well-
the one I didn't know, so that's cool.
Well, Pizzazz, you see that the blue and the black are liquids. The dust is impossible to tell what sort of color it is.
Right, so it might
It's
be like
yeah.
ground down multiple
Yeah.
types.
Yeah. Actually, no. You know what? 31 investigation. I'm sorry. Yeah, I need. Yeah, I've got a near impossible DC. So you do actually, as you this does take a few minutes. Although in a dream, what is time?
Yeah.
As the rest of you are just watching this scene, the world around you is just frozen and still. Not a sound can be heard. In the palace. Outside, you begin to hear something approaching. Like the snapping of twigs, the thudding of footsteps. Something a fair distance away getting closer. And an almost mechanical sort of kind of sound of just machinery moving around. But with that 31, you do notice that the Arcanite dust is twinkling in a certain way that reminds you of gold. Gold and silver.
Okay.
And for those of you who don't remember on the stream, the gold Arcanite is the living or breathing Arcanite, and silver Arcanite is the encasing Arcanite, or the binding, which is what most of the unbreakable chains in Alterra are made of. Silver Arcanite.
Just under his breath, Pizzazz is muttering, "How the hell did he get hold of this? Where the hell did he get hold of this?" He's not working on his own. Someone's influencing him. Pizzazz will go back to the party and relay what he saw.
As you back away and allow the dream to continue, Wyllow says once more, "But yes, your weapon, if you please, hand it to Junkrat."
If it's to track me, surely it would be better on me than on my bow.
Junkrat looks at her and shrugs. He has a point. No, it should be... And then she seems to stop for a second. Yes. Yes, it can be placed upon your ear. Does that work out well for you? An earring? Could you do it that way, Junkrat?
You say that you've got the
You do have the earpiece.
Yeah, the earpiece. That looks like an earring.
Mm-hmm. Dion, what do you do? What does past you do? Yes, and is the key to improv. Yes, and.
Yes, I will accept.
Okay, don't actually say yes. Oh God.
Yes, I agree. Okay.
Yes, we will do
Yes,
this.
I agree. Uh-huh. Oh God's sake. But she's just sort of gesturing at Junkrat. If you could bend down.
Don't you have extendable legs?
No. One of them is a kobold leg. Only one of them is extendable.
I done one leg then.
Were you always this awkward, Dion?
Yeah, he taps a thing on his leg, which extends, like, it creates a footstool type situation out from it, and he hops up it, and he sort of he's now looking eye level with you, and you can see now he's sweating quite profusely as he sort of motions to your ear, and you turn your head, and you hear him mutter under his breath, "I'm sorry." And you feel just the sharpest sensation just below your ear into the back of your neck, essentially. And you just feel your whole body go numb.
That's what.
And the rest of you watch as this liquid, this fluid that was in the syringe, is injected into Dion's neck. And Wyllow begins to stand up and move forward towards where Junkrat is now hopping down the step ladder and reaffixing his leg. Excellent work, Junkrat. We may yet be able to work together more in future, if this is the kind of technology you have. The dream is fading fast. As Dion,
am I aware of her saying that?
Yeah, this is why you're able to see it. Your consciousness, dream-use consciousness, is fading fast, which is why the dream is beginning to fade for you and for everyone else. But you are just conscious enough to hear her and see her walk towards Junkrat and say this, and hear him say in return, "Just so long as I get what I want, I'll help you." Excellent. I think our next step should be the portal. It's almost ready. Good. Then we'll venture forth together. And as they turn away and leave Bright Tree, the Mr. Brightside looking tree, to clean up Dion's body, and Dion is now carried with Bright Tree, Junkrat and Wyllow begin to walk towards the door where you are all at, and you see Junkrat's robotic eye flash in the darkness as the memory begins to fade away, and it flashes a quite familiar red as the doors sort of are reclaimed by these vines, Jumanji style, and sort of twist up and encase the doors. And that memory is now encased once more. As outside, you all hear the whirring getting quite close. It is almost at the door, you would say, which you left slightly ajar. What do you do?
That
Dion
noise
feels the back of his neck.
You put your hand there. It feels all right. Although it's kind of weirding you out. If what you've seen is real and a memory, there should be a mark there.
Just to check if that was actually on his neck.
That's
you can't tell from where you are.
That's what happened to me. And I don't like that.
Exactly, or just something similar?
Well, the little blighter snuck up behind me and stabbed me. And
snuck up behind you?
He killed you. I don't think he actually killed Dion.
No.
I think he might have just knocked him out.
Mm-hmm.
There was gold arcanite dust in that syringe.
And I don't...
Gold arcanite dust?
Yes. Gold arcanite.
That's not good.
Gold and silver arcanite dust.
And silver?
Yes.
Why is he messing with such things? Why is Wyllow so...
I think Willow's coercing him. Or at least she has something that he wants.
But Wyllow was off somehow. Too.
Willow's always off.
I don't.
Black, while they're discussing this, are you doing anything? Like going to the door or closing it or anything else? Just because things are moving along.
I've been sitting there knitting.
Look, still doing random stretches. Like a leg comes out of the smoke, comes up and down again.
Yeah. You grab a scaly foot right by your neck, and you just sort of stretch it up the way. And thank goodness for that steam that's there for the rest of you, because that would be a horrible sight.
Well, depends on your personal taste, but okay.
Yeah,
Terrifying sight.
Look out the door just when people are looking out, like, what's out there? And just stand in the doorway.
So you see the forest, creatures of the forest, birds flying up and away from something moving steadily towards you. Trees snap in its midst, and you can definitely hear mechanical movement coming from that direction.
Dan, why is there a mechanical sound in your memories?
I don't know.
Ah,
Slightly disconcerting to me too.
I think we need to get out of this dream state soon.
I kind of want to know what it is. Because if it's not a natural part of this forest, then it might be an implanted memory.
Or something altering his memory, maybe?
Well, you don't have to wait too long for the answer, as stomping out of the forest, Dion, it's a creature of nightmare. It is the Mecha Behir, but 50 foot tall, stepping out of the forest, making ready to essentially lay siege to the castle, tracking you. You can see, in fact, since its eye is so massive, you can see just a pinprick of red light in its left eye as it narrows it and looks down upon you all and begins to charge.
Okay, never mind. It's a nightmare.
As it rips up the forest floor and launches itself at the castle, and you feel shuddering impacts as it smashes its front legs into the castle walls. What are you all doing? How are you all reacting?
I am.
Dion's diving out the way.
I'm grabbing fucking Glack's hand, and we need to alter this memory and get out of here.
Ow, I was going to fight it.
Fight it with your minds, not with your fists.
My fists.
Squishy under its little toe.
Use your mind fist.
I'll give you all one reaction, one action, essentially. What would you wish to do? So we'll start with Glack, and then Lan, Pizzazz, and Dion last.
Okay. Yep. Astral armor comes out. Trousers go on.
Oh,
Leaps leaps out at it.
Pants activate.
all right. So you're attacking it, is what you're saying?
Yep.
All right. Lanwor and Pizzazz.
Knowing it's a dream and I can alter the sort of state of things, can I essentially do enlarge on Glack to make him a lot bigger?
All right.
Like to double his size or triple his size, whatever.
Kaiju fight.
I like it. Pizzazz, what about yourself?
Zaz is pointing his staff right at it and beginning to cast lightning bolt.
Amazing. And Dion, lastly.
And
As you see this horrific creature. So for intents and purposes, by the way, you are afraid, Dion, of this creature, having been KO'd and swallowed by it twice. We'll just say that you're afraid of it. And you watch as, stomping out of the forest comes this creature, as Glack, his fists expand, and you watch as Lanwor seems to be channeling these vines in behind him and creating this massive sort of almost Groot-like sort of appearance around itself, around Glack rather, as Pizzazz fires a massive lightning bolt and whips it up around so that it channels almost through the fist of this giant Pacific Rim style construction that surrounds Glack. And Dion, you fire up your lightning bolt as well. That hits the other hand. And I'll get you all to roll. Roll damage for everyone, please. So Glack, just roll 4 fist attack damages. Dion, roll your lightning shot. Perfect. 26, yep. 12, 10, 24, 34, 44, 53, 55, 105, 106, 107. Dion, just waiting on you. 107, 114, 120, 140 points of damage. And Glack, I'll get you also to roll... Actually, this would be Lanwor. Roll me an extra 3 die 10 for this Pacific Rim thing that you've just created.
Okay.
You don't need to roll high, you just need to roll enough. So that was just enough. So you do in total 151 points of damage as just Glack tears at this creature and its arms come up. One arm grabs into Glack's leg, another arm grabs into his arm, its jaws come up and grab onto his neck. But as Glack just begins to radiate this electric, radiant energy, he pulls back, and the vines that have wrapped itself around Glack begin to wrap around the Behir and rip it apart as the nightmare falls into this black sort of sand that just covers, like black snow falling, covers the ground, and everything is quiet once more. But off in the distance you hear a similar roar and sense that this place might not be safe for very long. As you hear echoing roars, 3, 4, 5 more of these creatures in the forest.
Okay, I don't want to...
Zaz goes up to the head. It looks into its left eye.
Yep, you see that there is a red light fading fast.
Can I...
But as you reach out towards it, what do you wish to do?
It was a mechanical eye, wasn't it?
It is mechanical, yeah.
Shout for Glack. We need to rip this eye open.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
easily enough. Using
No
your
problems.
vines, using your vines and your magically imbued hands, you tear the face off this thing, and just sitting behind the faceplate of this thing is just mechanical sort of chips embedded in this thing's brain. You see it's a mechanical eye on its left-hand side, very much like how Junkrat had his left eye mechanical. And you rip it out and you dive back into the castle with it. You have the eye. Your spells sort of begin to wear off. Seemingly they were just a round-like thing. But you're sort of standing on the floor while outside these creatures seem to be converging on this location. You have the eye. What do you wish to do, though?
Pizzazz wants to break open the eye.
Easily enough, you sort of crack it apart.
Inside the eye.
Junkrat is not inside the eye. However, there is almost like a chip of some kind in here. Like a small device, like a small orb. And as you hold it in your hand, you could feel a surge of memory come back to you, Pizzazz. But you sense it's not able to align correctly in this place, in this shape, in this form.
I feel we need to move to a different location. Your nightmares are bad, Dion. Your nightmares are bad. Let's get out of here.
Sometimes.
You think I want them?
Who knew? Who knew that serial killers had the darkest nightmares and the darkest subconsciousnesses?
Real attention
Who knew?
Pizzazz turns to Lan and says, end it all.
I drag us back through the dreams to where I started with me and...
Yeah, once more, that dome, and a similar sort of dome of arcane energy also encapsulated, like black smoke writhing around you, and encapsulates you all, as you all find yourselves... Are you going into Pizzazz's dream world, or back to yours, Lan?
I will drag us back to where I started with going into Pizzazz's. This is the one place we haven't been.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. So, the black smoke coalesces around you, and you hold tight. All four of you have to hold tight to this orb thing as it begins to, almost like a portkey, spin around and try and drag you every which way as you all fly through the air like a tugging behind your navel. You recognize it almost like a similar sort of teleportation feel that you've all felt, stepping through the portals.
Mm.
And as you move forward, you land, all of you land, amidst the relative peace, as the black smoke and the vines begin to fade away into sand once more. You're in Pizzazz's world. Pizzazz, which you previously left, which actually would be sort of left empty and would begin to fill around you as you dreamt it up. So what do you dream up? What does your dream world look like?
So, Pizzazz's dream world is essentially a grand library.
Amazing.
So, imagine the spirit library from Alterra.
Okay, yeah. Oh, I love it. I love it. Yes.
So, essentially that. There are a few places burnt out of Pizzazz potentially have made mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
Burnt out rooms of memories that he's tried to destroy or block out, things like that. And sitting at a long table, you see Dream Pizzazz, or past Pizzazz, studying around books, piles of books around him with looking slightly younger.
So this is more your safe haven, your ideal.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Slightly younger. Instead of him being completely bald, he has like a very short hair.
Yeah, a receding hairline.
Kinda.
It's trimmed very short. Yeah.
It's essentially Pizzazz before he found himself
to Alterra.
Sigil. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm picturing it. There are vague shadowy wisps sort of moving to and fro. People that you barely register, because you barely registered them when you were awake. So engrossed you were in your studies.
And there'll also be a very small gnome running around with like screwdrivers and things, and it's Tink wanting him to come play with her.
Perfect. You see all this, and you do manage to tear your eyes away from it, Pizzazz, as you are able to journey more towards your sort of the laboratory sort of end of this ancient looking library palace type situation.
That
And-
younger you?
Yeah, that was me about 100 years ago.
Okay.
And as you pass through various bookshelves and various sorts of antique museum areas, you see other past versions of Pizzazz. It seems, of all of you, while perhaps his dreamscape is, it seems to be more inhabited by his past memories. than certainly the rest of you were, or certainly he seems to have more control or more access over it than Glack or Dion might. But he leads you towards this this laboratory, which Pizzazz, is it the one from your old home?
No, it won't be the one from his old home. It'll look like his one that he's been living in for the last year.
Perfect.
So yeah, he'll have body parts lying around. He'll have a few zombie and skeleton servants wandering around, helping him, like moving appliances and finding elixirs and books and things like that.
At least Dion doesn't keep the bodies.
Well, you keep them in your mind, but
they're not lying about.
You quickly get inside and find everything pretty much as you left it, and you're able to experiment on this eye if you wish.
Yeah.
What do you want to do?
So, I'm assuming like all his alchemical stuff is like essentially feels real to him.
It can, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, Pizzazz will sit down on his stool, pull apparatuses close to him, puts on like these goggles, which like zoom out, sort of just like zoom effect, and
like Mole in Atlantis.
Yes,
yeah.
Perfect.
I know what you mean.
Starts intently studying this orb, like rotating it around.
All right.
Seeing if you can see any like seams or any writing or anything like that. Something Junkratty he's looking for.
So, with your past memories of Junkrat, or your knowledge of his devices, and with your essentially dream goggles of minute seeing, I'd like you to roll me an Arcana or Investigation check, either one with advantage, and I'll modify the DC depending on which one you choose.
It'll be Arcana,
and
it's a 29.
So you begin to rotate this thing, this orb, and you notice layers upon layers of intricate, futuristic tech to you. As a wizard, this is almost incomprehensible, but you just manage to rotate it. It's like the most complex Rubik's Cube you've ever seen, because while things are moving in 2-3 directions, there are also tumblers inside, like a couple of locks on the inside that once you rotate it a certain way, it clicks into place and you have to re-rotate it another way. I'm picturing basically the Apple of Eden from Assassin's Creed. I know you've not played it, but some of our audience might have. But yes, you click it around, and like... to
be honest, I was thinking the Happy Funtime Ball.
Oh, or that, yeah. I'm sure that's where Mercer got his idea from. Mercer! No. Mercer! No. Yeah, you maneuver it around, and with the 29, it does take 15, 20, 25 minutes. You're just watching Pizzazz go to work on this device that the rest of you, as non-arcane practitioners and certainly non-artificery types, it completely eludes you. You watch as he rotates it one way in one direction, then has to flip it up, and you lose track of the amount of times he is just maneuvering this thing, and sweat begins to form on his brow.
So, Glack, have you actually been in his private sauna?
I mean, I think you've already crossed some lines getting into my dream. I don't think it's very respectable for you to start asking questions now. Do you?
I'm just curious, because, I mean, to dream of it...
If I was curious, I would ask questions. I wouldn't just jump into somebody's dream like a big old pervert.
I didn't mean it intentionally. Like I said, I'm trying to figure things out, and I need more perspectives. I didn't expect you to be in a sauna.
So let me
But-
ask you
This one
this.
perspective.
Yeah.
I,
How does you asking about my dreams help you in this?
I'm making conversation right now because I do not know what Pizzazz is up to. I am letting him focus.
Well, he's turning around a ball. Go read a book in the corner, you dirty little pervert.
I am sorry for taking interest in your life, my friend.
By
But-
invading people's dreams.
How dare you take interest in me personally?
Pizzazz, as you click the last thing into place, the whole orb seems to split open, and a tiny red light is evident within a tiny little bit of crystal, which as you look into it, you can see all sorts of visions, all sorts of images flashing to and fro. And as you pick it up,
Yeah, pick it up.
Yeah.
How
as you pick it up,
big is it? Is it like literally eyeball sized or?
it's more like a shard. I'd say maybe humanoid eyeball sort of size, but just sort of fractured. It looks the shape of the crystal from the dark crystal. It's got that sort of
Alright, cool.
shape. It's like a shard of, but eye-sized. And as you hold it up and look into it, the rest of you see emanating from Pizzazz's eye, almost like the red light is going into it and then ricocheting back, and you see this 3D world. This almost, it's like it's reading Pizzazz's memories and broadcasting them like a holographic sort of field. You see this room that you're in, luckily enough. Because if you were somewhere else, oh boy. What's that room? Oh, it's my lab. Never mind about it. You see this room, and you see Pizzazz working away. He looks similar age to what he is now. And you see the door slide open, because it's Sigil. It has sliding bullshit sci-fi doors. You see the door slide open, and Junkrat stump himself in. Hi, Pizzazz.
I have asked you to knock before you come in.
I did knock. I even sent word with, and shambling past him is a zombie who just sort of moves up beside you and seems to gesture at Junkrat as if to say, "You have a guest." Yeah.
You do have to give them a bit of time. They're not fast.
Sorry.
Anyway, what's up?
I could use your arcane knowledge, to be honest with you, Pizzazz.
Okay.
What do you know about portals?
I mean, I know a fair bit.
It's
Why-
beyond. Well, it's beyond my skills at the moment, and I am kind of on a little bit of a time crunch right now.
Well,
I don't have a lot of time.
well, as you know, if it's extra planar, we can't do that here.
yeah,
Copper
I
is-
know. I know about copper. I know about all of that. But what do you know about like portal keys? What do you know about what other planes can do to you? Do you know anything like that? Or
I mean, portal keys. I only really found out about after coming here. Not a major thing where I'm from.
what about the realm of undead? Do you know anything about that?
Why? What have you heard?
Nothing. Just some. I'm curious.
Pizzazz puts a couple of papers under his desk.
I'm just curious about the kind of creatures that might be there. Creatures of undead or dark creatures.
Definitely be undead.
Any sort of weapons that there might be there? Any sort of creatures that could be, how best to put this? It's difficult, Pizzazz. I'm planning.
Are you looking to weaponize the undead? Because that's my job.
No, not that so much as I've been hired. Actually, I've been contracted to lead a bit of arcane jiggery pokery off-world. Once my patron has a key, and I'm looking into incidences of portals, and I thought, who better to ask than an arcane practitioner? They're not an arcanist themselves, but
I mean, few people have keys out of Sigil.
But just say, for instance, I had a portal to disparity. What sort of creatures might there be there, and how could I arm myself against them?
I mean, you'll have your standard skeletons, zombies, typical undead things. You might have the odd death tyrant.
You can see his little homunculus, his little golden clockwork dragon, is sort of flittering beside him, and there's a red light blinking on its form, like in its red eye. You can quite clearly see it's done this in front of you before. It's recording your voice so that Junkrat can listen to it again later. Okay, yeah, go on.
You might see the occasional vampire or lichen there, but they'll be pretty rare because vampires, although they're undead, they don't really stay in disparity that long. Because they not got anything to feed on, basically.
What about dark fey creatures, or dark plants, or something biomechanical that might be used as a weapon? Have you ever heard of anything like that? I know that mechanics is more me and Tink, but have you ever heard of anything like that in your readings?
Dark Fey, definitely. There are a few elves that thousands of years ago did migrate to disparity, and they have been twisted by the realm, essentially. But plants and biomechanics aren't, like you say, that's more you and a Tink thing. You might need to go, might want to speak to Tink about that, but I've not seen her for a while. She's been off doing something with Bragg and his lot.
Doing her own thing.
Yeah.
I guess this is what happens when we retire. When adventurers retire, they get contracted to other places. We don't see people as often as we'd like.
No.
If
to be honest, I'm seeing a bit too much of you than I'll be comfortable with.
A bit too much of me.
To be honest, I didn't really expect to see you again.
Well, I just you might not. This mission could be dangerous. If
I mean, if you're heading to disparity, let me know. I'll be happy to come with you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I really do.
That little shit's here.
If I don't make it back, there is something I want you to have. It's well, you might know it when you see it. It's like a red crystal kind of thing. It should help explain. Okay?
Okay.
Well, it won't be a crystal per se. It will be made of crystal.
And what do you mean I'll receive it?
You'll find it. You'll know what to do when the time comes. Trust me.
Fair enough, little one. I say, little one, you're the same size as me.
Well,
I
technically,
say, little one, because you are infinitesimally small in age.
Well, it's always good to see you, Pizzazz.
Oh, you sarcastic little git. Come on. Did you want to take any of our boys with you?
No, I worry that they might be easily corruptible.
Yeah, if you head into disparity, that probably would be.
One
Anyway,
more question. One more question about undead. Actually, you've just unlodged it in my brain. When you bring them back, when you bring living creatures who have died back with this sort of false life, they don't remember who they were before, do they? They don't have a soul or a heart or a life except that you imbue in them.
Yes and no. I don't bring back the soul, essentially, but depending on how powerful the being that I'm bringing back is, they do sometimes have memories.
Memories. Okay. That's good. And can you manipulate them in some way to make them more obedient?
I mean, if they're not obedient, they get destroyed. So
you don't feel anything for the ones you have to destroy?
No, they're dead already. Why would I feel anything for them?
Why indeed?
If you are heading to disparity, you might want to take this. And Pizzazz would hand him an amulet of protection against undead.
Oh. Thank you. I'll hold on to this.
If you head into disparity, it might be worth it.
Thank you. I'll keep it with me.
No worries. Be safe.
Hey, it's me. And as he smiles at you,
I know you. That's why I'm saying to be safe.
As he smiles at you, the holographic sort of memory, if you like, flickers and fades, and you've got this real pain in the back of your mind. The real you. God, it's pretty awful. And you have to blink really hard because you've essentially just been zapped in the eye with a laser pointer. That's what it feels like. And the rest of you,
you've got a sunspot now.
Yeah, it's basically a sunspot.
Pizzazz is just like pulling his face, blinking rapidly, like, that little shit.
He tricked you in helping him by... or did he trick you?
No, he didn't trick me. I gave that amulet up willingly. Pizzazz is just rubbing his eye. I'm saying little shit because this is the crystal that he was on about, and it fucking just zapped me in the eye.
That one was a little different and strange. Why did he help you? But get rid of me.
I mean, he didn't really help me. I technically helped him with that amulet.
But he showed you that.
He told you about the crystal.
He told you?
Tell me about this crystal thing.
And disparity. Where he's going.
I don't remember him telling me he's going to disparity. Why don't I remember that?
And why didn't he tell the rest of us that that's what he was doing?
Exactly.
But he gave you something to remember you of it.
This...
That's a little counterintuitive to what he's been doing to us.
But we're still in a dream. I don't.
This is making
Depending on the magic, I might be able to bring this through to the real world, or our waking world, essentially.
Yes, I think it's about time for us to convene this dream state and maybe pick up before where we were.
Yeah.
We're not going to find out anything more on this, and I'm sure we don't want to encounter what your nightmare is.
We'd be dead. Dead in seconds.
Yes.
I mean, it's kind of weird how he laughed at that, you know.
A giant black owl pecks on the door. No.
Quote the Raven nevermore.
I'll gather everyone together. And okay. I need everyone to focus your minds to going back to your dream.
Well, I'm already here, so.
Remember, was in my dream?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
But if it's your dream, you'll wake up, and it's only you who's going back there. If you wake
Essentially,
up,
everyone needs to go back to their right mind.
yes, I need.
If I don't wake up, I'm gonna haunt you.
I will wake you up in the real world if you're still asleep, even if it hurts. But the dream started with me and Pizzazz. I need to separate everyone back into their proper places now. Or this may get us stuck here forever. I've never used this dream this intently and this intensely.
Very well. Do what you have to do to put us where we should be.
I will start with Dion since he was the last.
Okay. So I will in order to attempt to get everyone back, and so you begin sort of chanting this sort of dreamlike chakra, if you like. If you could roll me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Mr. Sandman.
Everybody.
No, just Lanwor.
27.
Lanwor. You feel an invasive... Actually, let me roll as well for this. Just to see how great a damaging effect you receive. Right. Why was that plus 12 there? That was meant to just be a fate roll.
Okay.
He really didn't like
that's
you.
all.
Right?
Well,
Fate has decided.
a 1 is a bad. A 1 is very bad.
For me or you?
For you. You feel just this invasive pressing down upon your psyche. And as you feel yourself just begin to radiate this energy, this dream energy, this sort of flashes before your eyes, and you flash through every single dream that you've seen, and you kind of overshoot, and you crash land as you all see a massive red eye before you all. As this room, the room that you're in, Pizzazz's room, flashes red, and you all, in a puff of this red smoke, reappear. Pizzazz, you recognize this area. Lanwor, you take psychic damage.
Okay.
I'm afraid. You take 21 points of psychic. As you do all reappear. You do all reappear. But you are fairly confident, especially as Pizzazz points it out,
Nope,
that you're not awake. You're not awake yet. As Pizzazz, you see that dome, the one that Lanwor created around the two of you, in his own dream forest. You are definitely back, but you're in like the top layer of the dream. A little more and you might escape. You think. You don't know if this is the deepest depths of the dream even. And you've gone even deeper.
So you're doing yourself first, and then you're doing the rest of us? Is that how you're doing it?
Shouldn't be.
I feel like overshot and ow.
And as you feel this psychic damage, actually, the dome of leaves and twigs does begin to sort of crumble around you all.
You two need to wake up now. Pizzazz will cast his own mage hand and a mage hand from the staff and slap both of them at the same time.
You do so. Nothing occurs. There is just the four of you sat in pretty much the middle of Lanwor's dream forest. There are two paths, one which you came from, obviously, and one which leads further down into the darkness of Lanwor's mind.
Should we all just try and get back ourselves, or...?
Well, Dion's alert, so would he not wake up?
We're in dreams. I don't think
you're
physical bodies things apply
the
now.
Yeah.
I will. I'm going to try one more time.
On the path ahead of you, as you're about to try this, Lanwor, you do see yet another flash. One of red light that is quickly subsuming a golden one. On the path ahead of you, deeper into your forest of dreams. It's like, how best to describe it? So it's like a set of dancing lights, one gold and one red, and they bounce off of each other, and then the red covers the gold, and then it restarts, and then the gold attempts to cover the red, but the red subsumes it again. That's off in the distance, deeper into your memories. A few 100 feet away, you reckon. For Pizzazz, it looks almost like will-o-wisps fighting, but different colours.
Can I wild shape an eagle, and I'm going to fly to it? I want to see what the hell's going on. I need to know.
You dash forward towards this area, and you find yourself in a clearing. But the lights are now vanished, and with their back to you, you see a figure. One which, at first glance, you don't recognize. Then, as their ears sort of perk up and they seem to hear you approach, they turn towards you, and you instantly recognize this person. You don't know how the hell you could have forgot them. They are one of your party. This is incredible. You have not seen this person in ages. They're right there, and they're as real as you can. Is this another dream? Is it a memory? You don't know, but you see a person before you, and you swear it almost brings a tear to your eye. As your party charge up behind you, you all see a humanoid figure, a half-orc figure, in gleaming armor, smiling warmly at you all, and you all feel this golden presence sort of surround you. And Lanwor, with your sort of passive perception, you feel this warmth.
Even better with an eagle.
Seeming to come from his sort of chest, like a beacon. Best to describe it, I guess, would be like a beacon of hope sort of spell effect, or a paladin's aura. You recognize it as similar to Randall Oath's scribbles sort of aura of goodness that he creates in everyone. Kill it! As I'm gonna invite our our guest star, at long last. I'm sorry it took so long, but there was a lot of dreaming to work our way through. Hopefully, you
Lots of
enjoyed.
dream.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was
As I invite our guest star to describe their character that they see standing in this clearing before them, looking warmly at their party.
Yeah, so he's probably about 6'6", like big, broad shoulders, big probably fists on his hips, just like the classic hero pose, essentially. Shield in his back, sword at his belt, in this silvery kind of armor. Just basically really good-looking bloke, blonde hair, classic. Stereotype.
A blonde-haired half-orc.
Half-orc, yes.
Not all half-orcs are green, remember. Brag is blue, and there have been black and red ones. Same with tieflings as well. Perhaps there might be a little more human.
Not the skin colour, it's more the hair colour that's showing me.
Perhaps there might be a little more human to him than many half-orcs. Yeah.
Think if you want to, like Leon Kennedy from Resident Evil.
And they smile at you all. And it was mithril armor they were wearing, right? Adamant, so it's slightly greenish. I go by RuneScape rules.
That's what I was going to say. I don't know what adamant color is in this world. It's nice to see you lot again.
Huh?
Wait, what?
Huh? Why is
Yes,
he
again? Who are you?
familiar?
No, you all know this person. They're a member of your party, but you haven't seen them in ages. You don't know how you know you've forgotten about them, but you don't know how you could have forgotten about them. They have saved your asses more times than you can count.
What's your name for it? Because
Leon.
Leon.
It is Leon.
Wait, no, Leon? What? Wait, how did?
Yes.
Wait, how did? I forget. Did I?
It looks like incredulous. You forgot me?
All right, Leon.
Huh?
Did Lanwor appear in your dream as well?
Wait.
Yes,
Yeah.
Not to my knowledge.
Wait. Does anyone feel like we've not seen them in a long time as well? But they're perfectly.
Feels like it's been a while.
But
somehow I feel like I've never met you, but have known you my whole life.
We've known each. Leo's got quite confused. We've known each other for years.
Yeah.
We've adventured together.
yes, I know that, but at the same time, which ones?
I don't know. Our memories are fucked.
Wait, did Junkrat take over his?
You can see when you mention Junkrat, Leon's face darkens a little bit.
What?
Wait.
Do you know Junkrat?
As you mention it, and as his face darkens, you see a sort of like that red flash, almost trying to invade this space, but the sort of golden energy of Leon's aura almost batted aside, almost like the shield spell pizzazz. Yeah, it's like that light is trying to invade this area, but as you all stand in it, it seems to be almost blocked from entering. Shield generator, almost.
Basically, Junkrat's been fucking with our memories.
Yeah,
He seems to have wiped you from our memories for some reason.
Why would he wipe Leon?
I've got a theory as to why. I think I might have caught him in the act of something.
When was the last time you saw him?
I saw him
A
good while ago.
Hang on, we're in a dream. Lan, what's the radius of your dream spell?
Radius? And
Yeah, like how in the waking world, what's the distance it can like encapsulate people?
don't know if it has a radius. I just cast it from my druidic nature.
Okay, Leon, where are you? Or where did you fall asleep?
Well, that's the thing. I don't remember falling asleep. Last thing I remember is I saw all of you like on the floor. I felt like a pain in my neck. And that's the last thing I remember.
Oh my god, he got you too? That little shit stabbed me with something whilst asking me questions about souls and copies and things like that because of me having my Council of Lan. What is he after?
Whatever he's after is in disparity.
In disparity?
We are in disparity right now. We followed.
Which means he's most likely somewhere around here as well.
We followed the weirdness in the forest and Willowwood, and we ended up here, and we fought things and killed things, and we needed to rest. So, and I was having weird dreams, and I wanted to try and see if it was not just me. I dragged these lot in, and somehow we've gotten you. Are we in your dream?
You don't seem like a memory. You seem like you.
Oh, I think I'm me. I look down at myself. It's like
You seem all there.
yeah.
Somehow we have entered your dreamscape.
A memory wouldn't talk to us. A dream version would.
I guess I'm a dream then.
Then
Or
I've
we're
had-
in your dream
I've had-
somehow.
I've had that weirdness with my dreams. You remember the whole thing with the Fae ages ago.
Mhm.
It's just made my dreams have all been weird since then. But so I can maybe show the last things I saw. Maybe.
that might help. We've got pieces of it. We have him asking me strange questions. Talking to Wyllow, who seems off. Giving you some kind of crystal pizzazz.
Mhm.
And asking questions of Glack about the nature of souls and things as well.
Remember something. There's some gaps in my memory. I remember something, some reason I got suspicious of him.
Mm-hmm.
He's like creasing his head forwards, like
Yeah,
trying.
and as you begin to do that, that sort of golden light that's filling the area, sort of keeping the red light in the sky at bay. Also, in Lanwor, you've dropped your eagle form, by the way.
Yeah.
Since you're talking this whole time,
Just
I'm just gonna hand wave it.
With
He's talking giant eagle through the earpiece, and you're all translating. No, yeah, but
would he
but
have?
yes, the
Leon
golden
have
light.
a earpiece as well?
I would have thought so if he's one of our
yes.
party.
As he turns his head, you do see a very similar looking golden earpiece to your own. Golden? No, sorry, I don't know why I said golden. Yeah, maybe it was bedecked. Maybe he like bejeweled it or something. Yeah, to match his
He blinged
aesthetic.
it out.
Yeah. We've all done it. Junkrat made his look like cogs and whatnot. But yeah, as he begins to sort of remember, and you see this frown on his face grow, you all feel this almost synaptic kind of, not the spell synaptic static, but you feel this sort of synaptic sound, like an old TV between stations, the black and white snow. And you see sort of coming into form before you in your mind's eye. So quite different than than everyone else's. Everyone seemed to have their own dream flavor, as it were. So coming into view, you see just flashes of all of you fighting alongside each other. The 6 of you, in fact. Glack Pizzazz, Dion, Lanwor, Leon, and Junkrat all fighting alongside each other. And then you see dreams begin to cascade, and you see Dion watching Junkrat, Leon watching. Fuck's sake!
Yeah.
It's
Sorry.
Pizzazz and Tink over again. My God.
Yep.
You see Leon begin to eye Junkrat with a bit of suspicion as Junkrat sort of moves around, and you see your friend being trailed by another one of your friends deep into the dark forest, and you see just the wood and the world begin to fill with darkness. And Leon follows Junkrat through the woods to a place that seems familiar and seems to sort of rest at the edge of a cliff face. And there's a white sort of tent built up around parts of the area. There's equipment, both medical and mechanical, sort of littering the area. There are great black and copper wires hooked into various glass cases and hooked into the very stone walls themselves, which have been drilled away at and have exposed copper beneath them. And you see Junkrat moving to and fro with a couple of awakened animals. None of you are there. Leon is watching as Junkrat seems to call to someone in the tent. It's ready, I think. It better be, for your sake. Yes, Wyllow. As she steps out of the tent, and you can see her dressed in traveling cloak, purple and pulled up around her gaunt sort of face. She looks a little older, a little more tired than you remember her to be the last time you saw her, Dion, from your dreams. But certainly that same look of hunger in her eyes, like she has wanted this for however long. This is your final chance, Junkrat. I would hate for your friends to suffer for your mistakes. He doesn't say anything, but just shoots her a look. Pull the trigger. And he flips a switch and begins accessing all sorts of dials and knobs, running around the machines and flicking them to and forth. He gestures for various animals to begin holding down buttons, pushing levers, activating things, the ones with opposable thumbs. There's a couple of apes that are there helping as well, that are just sort of holding down buttons, and you can see lightning coursing through everything. Just the most classic sort of Dr. Frankenstein lab experiment. More power! More! She screams. And Leon, you find yourself sort of recoiling almost at this sight. And the rest of you, as you watch Leon and watch this memory, begin to also find yourself recoiling. Your minds begin to sort of get that sort of haze as he cranks up to 11 all the dials he can. No, more power! I'm doing all I can! Step aside! And she pulls her staff out from below her cloak and plants it into the ground and twists it, and you can watch as various creepers and vines spread down it and towards the wall, wrapping themselves around the copper cables as he cranks up yet more dials, and you hear a massive sort of mechanical whirring and grinding, like of a massive drill being fired up as metal scrapes along metal, and you can hear as an enormous explosion crystallizes before your eyes, and you're almost all blinded. And you reckon if you had have been there and without goggles, like Leon was, you would be blinded. But as the dust begins to clear, and Junkrat and Wyllow remove the goggles and the sort of earmuffs that they had on, you see before you a very, very familiar and very foreboding sight to the four of you that stepped through the portal to Disparity. A massive crack in the wall, the northern rock face of Willowwood. Junkrat looks spent. He's covered in black soot and smoke. All the animals have been wiped out. He himself looks bloodied. Wyllow, there is less of a mark on her. She is similarly covered in smoke, but it looks like a protective bubble, a shield, if you like, sprang into existence before her. She removes her staff from the ground, or what is left of it, in fact. The bottom is cracked and smoking and black, like it's been struck by lightning. And she moves towards the crack in the wall. Well done, Junkrat. We may yet find our weapon. You have done very well. I'm pleased with your efforts. He just kneels there. We'll leave in the morning. You look spent. I'll see to it that no one follows us. He nods. As she looks past him towards Leon, or Dream Leon, and her face becomes a vicious cycle of rage and emotion as she fires a spell, or attempts to fire a spell from the top of her staff, but it looks completely spent. As Leon, you charge away. You're beyond bloodied at this explosion. And you just sort of limp through the forest. You just manage to make it back to a semblance of civilization. And charge to where you imagine Lanwor and the others might be. But find them all unconscious on the floor. As you feel just a stabbing pain in your neck as you look around, frantically calling for someone, anyone. Tearulei, one of the Lantry's clones, as you just feel a stabbing in your neck, and you look back and you see a very soot-blackened Junkrat stab something into your neck as his red eye flashes. And you yourself, the real world you, I say the real world you, the dream that you're all in, the quote-unquote real-world version that you're showing these four, your party members, all recoil as the red light flashes in their mind's eye once more. And the last thing you hear Junkrat say is, "No one will stop me. I have to know. I have to know." And with a sort of hunger in his eye, he pulls a dagger out from a side sort of thing and stabs into you. And that sort of dream, that static returns. All of you having just witnessed it.
Chunk killed Leon.
Looks like he killed all of us.
I mean, I personally am very hurt by this.
Oh, you weren't dead. You were all sort of lying down in beds. Like it was like a medical bay sort of thing. It looked like Lanwor's house, almost. But you're all sort of lying there on beds.
Or did he do the same to Leon? This is very confusing. We're here, but we're not, or we are here, and what was the last thing we remember before ending up here? I know we went on adventures to save people, hunt monsters, and
Well, we recently got back together
Yes.
Firstly,
After about a year apart.
yeah.
Mhm.
First, we helped. Was it Dion?
You helped me first
Yeah,
in the
we helped you with your
labyrinth.
labyrinth.
Mhm.
Then we helped
God.
Black with his
He's missing.
gym.
With the
Search for
gym.
brag.
He's missing
Searching-
God.
Yeah.
Cool.
Then was me with what's his face, the Lich,
Mhm.
and now we're here.
I'm glad we beat him. He was
Yeah.
very, very nice. I hope you're a better, and better as a lich than he was. As much as I can say for
I'm sure
someone,
he'd be more politer.
someone being,
Definitely more polite.
and yes. But this has all got me in my. This all seems tangled up and maybe off or wrong or something. How can we be in disparity now, and if we were stopped then, or something's, I don't know. I can't.
Some kind of mind control implant?
Am
That,
Are
or
we?
we're clones or duplicates or something like that. I don't know.
Because if we are back there, but we're here as well, and how would we not found us, the real us?
Depends on how long ago it was.
Maybe
What's
we were just put to
Leon-
sleep after each
what-
thing.
What's Leon thinking about all their back and forth? What did they think?
Oh, you put me on the spot now. Great.
Well, you're being quiet. I'm trying to bring everyone into it.
Yeah. Maybe Junkrat's moved us? Or something, maybe he's moving us around
It's the most logical thing.
Mm-hmm.
to keep us. Have you noticed anything weird?
It's kind of weird that it sounded like Wyllow threatening our safety as well. But
Yeah.
Junkrat has that same hunger that I see in Wyllow now.
Yeah, they seem to be working together. Ish.
But it was also almost like Junkrat's going to double cross her from what we've just seen.
Maybe.
I'm saying that nobody can stop him now.
Mm.
Wyllow looked weak.
She looked gaunt.
I'm not saying she necessarily looked weak. She didn't come out with much of a scratch on herself for that. Whereas
Yeah, that hurts.
She's magical, so
I'm a solid guy, but that hurts.
I don't think we should continue this conversation in the dreamscape anymore.
The issue with that is
how do we get us all separated again? How do we all get her back to
As you wonder this, it is almost as if the dream begins to answer to your whims. It is like it hears you. And you see where before it was just a previously closed, sort of enclosed kind of space. You see a small passage begin to unfold at the far end of this clearing and lead out through yet more endless forest. You hear a rushing of water in that direction. A weird sort of clicking sound that you can't identify.
Well, this seems like one of our few options right now. Since it's just going to hurt me even more to force it. Shall we?
I think we shall. They're probably There might be some danger ahead, eh?
Hmm.
So,
Well, we should all be on our guard.
seems like a plan, right? Leon's gonna whistle
Yep.
for his Greater Found Steed,
Nice.
which is a big gold griffin. I haven't got a stat block for it, but it's normal. It's a normal griffin.
Yep.
What's its name?
Oh, fuck.
Neon.
Oh no! Don't do that.
Yes, so stealthy at night.
Jolteon.
I mean, if it's a gold griffin, why not king?
King works.
Oh my
Why
god.
not Peter?
King? It's been so long since... But... So... Not so long. Damn. What the hell has gone on with us?
The pet king in the net.
As you make your way onward through the small portal, you can go single file. Eventually, it does open up, so you can essentially treat it as a 5-foot wide path.
Mm.
As you trek through the woods and continue, it seems like you're having to go deeper into the forest in order to find this way out. The woods are definitely acquiescing to your request of, to escape from this haunted land of memories and dreams and nightmares. But it seems like you need to go through the deepest, darkest part of the wood in order to get there. But eventually, you do arrive at a kind of path. I didn't prepare a mini for your griffin. We'll just say, because you're mounted on it, right?
Let's go with you.
Yeah, you've just come from this direction up north and are heading south. You've arrived at this path. There is a river running pretty much adjacent to where you are. And along its banks, you just see gold dust, silver dust, black dust, all kinds of arcanite dust. But it is slow moving, this dream of memories. In amongst it, you see all sorts of lost memories of dreams that could never be, of nightmares that have long since left Lanwor, like the monster under the bed. You just see it drift past on the banks, try desperately to cling to it, and then just be washed away downstream. It seems like this river is a river of memories. Washing things just slowly away. In near at hand, the clicking has gotten louder. What do you wish to do? Where do you wish to go? Do you want to stop? Keep going?
I think...
Would any of the group with higher perception get an idea of where the clicking was coming from?
Ahead, towards the deepest, darkest part of this wood.
I need to know.
I mean, it seems like it's the way out, so...
Yes.
If there is a way out.
Hey, that's never stopped us before, has it?
No, it hasn't.
You move on. You can control your characters, by the way, or you should be able to. Hold on, let me just check and see if Leon is able to be controlled.
Yes, I can.
Perfect.
Yay. This is already more consistent character control than the other campaign.
Burn.
As you continue on along this path, you see there is a small, narrow, quite rickety-looking bridge that leads across the River of Memories. But the path continues on the other side. The bridge does look somewhat unstable.
Can I test it with my foot and sort of tap it and see what how it reacts to my overall size?
Make a wisdom check for me.
Did that not go?
Didn't come up.
I'm not seeing it.
No, I didn't
What'd you
pop
roll?
up.
There we go.
11. Doubt creeps into your mind as to whether this bridge will hold you. And as you think of that, the bridge below your foot, the step below your foot, begins to creak a little more.
Can I
Doesn't look
roll
the
a hit?
safest of bridges.
Probably not. Yeah.
Pizzazz?
Would it be possible to roll a history check?
For what? Under what regard?
In regards to the dreamscape and what his sister may have told him.
The dreamscape and what Tink may have told him. Yeah. Roll a history check.
19.
The dreamscape is a plane in and of itself. This appears to be a modified version of the place. This appears to be Lanwor's own section, if you like, or his own memory area. Being a Circle of Dreams druid, this is it's an unusual place by any stretch of the imagination.
It's like a portal dimension of the dreamscape, essentially.
Yeah, essentially, it's a pocket dimension.
Yeah.
You're able to manipulate things in the dream, but you need to believe that you can. So any self-doubt, any disbelief that the river or that the bridge will hold you means that the bridge won't hold you. And you remember back to the fight with Mega Glack and the Mecha Behir. You all willed that to... You all willed that sort of combat to enhance your abilities. You blotted out the sun, essentially, with that kind of thing. You could have done. If there was a sun here, you could blot it out by believing strongly enough.
Pizzazz will call forward to Lan and say, look, don't think about what it looks like. Just know that you can cross it.
Okay.
Remember, this is a dream. It is controlled by your will. If you don't believe you can cross it, you won't. Know that you can.
I know I have to go forward, and I know I have to get out of here. We can't let...
You're starting to worry, and that's showing. Look at your foot. The bridge is starting to collapse around it.
Mm-hmm.
Know that you can cross the bridge. Don't think that you can't. Know that you can.
Okay. Do you want me to roll another wisdom?
Yeah, and I like that. Roll with advantage.
I'm going to spend a key point and just jump across the bridge.
Fair play.
Yeah,
You believe you can, and you do so.
I'm just gonna let King fly me across.
Yeah. As long as you fly above the bridge, you're able to get across.
Yep.
Lanwor, you step forward with Pizzazz's words in your ears. You step onto the bridge. You say those words out loud. You want to leave. This is it. You want to get out. You want to do this. And as you step forward, you feel the bridge no longer weak and crumbling. It feels like a brand spanking new stone bridge rather than like a rickety sort of rope ladder. And as you look down, you see it become that. You manipulate the dream into behaving that way as you walk across to the other side. And with your passive perception, which is of what exactly? What's your passive perception, real quick?
My passive is a 25.
25. So this thing I rolled a 15 plus 10. So you just, out of the corner of your eye, hear just a chittering. As at this point, I'm going to get everyone to roll initiative.
Okay.
God.
Yeah, I know, right?
I've actually used that model in a different campaign before.
Nice.
It's a good one.
How far across the bridge would I cut before?
Just over halfway across.
Okay.
So there.
Let's see if my consistently bad initiative rolls keep up. No, they don't.
Damn.
Oh, black. What? 16.08?
It's the Dex mod.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 0 in mine automatically did it, so I just didn't change it. I do not have good dexterity.
She rolls.
I rolled a 6.
She rolls an initiative check.
I've just realised when the music is playing.
Yep. That's also just really ramped the volume. I'm going to lower it a little bit.
Dun 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 dun.
So it rolls. Come on now. Roll initiative. Well, she doesn't. She adds a +8. So that.
So she's definitely going before me.
I mean, why would she not?
So it is a 15.
Hey, I went before something for it.
Perfect. So at the top of the initiative order, Glack, what's your passive perception?
15, I think.
15. Can you be surprised?
No, I cannot.
Well, then you would be surprised as this thing seems to lunge forward. You still don't see where it is, technically. What? You still don't see technically where it is, but you know there's something there as you feel just the hair on the back. I say hair. You feel the scales on the back of your neck prickle.
Black over there.
And Lanwor points. And you glance around at him and up into the trees, and you just make out a sort of white-ish figure wreathed in webs stepping down from the area. What are you doing?
Okay, so bonus action, helmet and the arms pop out. But for my action, I'm going to do a spell for once.
Oh. What do you do?
Guiding bolt.
Guiding bolt. Okay. It has partial cover, which will mean 3/4 cover adds a +5. So that unfortunately does just miss her 3/4 cover AC, unless you ignore 3/4 cover. Do you?
I do not. I don't believe so.
Sadly.
Ooh.
Sadly, she's 3/4 cover, so that just misses her.
Damn.
Anything else? As it literally smashes into the tree right beside her face as it creeps around the corner, and you see this horrific-looking, terrifying woman's face, and it almost reminds you of like Wyllow's face. But it's not quite Wyllow's face. It's twisted and dark and evil. It's like it's elvish in origin. But maybe it's just the nightmare. But you miss her anyway. That's your turn.
Yep, that's all
you
I've
get
got.
movement.
Reference for you, Glack, on your movement. Because you started your turn within 5 feet of me, your speed increased by 10 feet.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just going to move to here so we're not quite standing next to each other.
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, next would be the lair, and she is gonna use webs. Fill the webs are flammable. Hide magical webs. So she's gonna use the webs unleash in front of her. I don't know. Yeah, so be a 30-foot cube, which is where's the fucking thing? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Yeah, there we go. So it's in that 6 by 6 area, 2, 4, 6. So there it is. In that area there, webs spring to life. So every creature in that area, please, that starts their turn will need to make me a dexterity saving throw. That is the lair.
Would I be flying still?
Yes, but you're flying in amongst the trees, and the trees just suddenly sprout tendrils and all sorts. So at the start of your turn, Leon, I would like you and/or your mount to roll me a dexterity saving throw.
Hey, give me
Which actually, I know you can't make it.
I might, because I've got a particular thing, which I want to check if it counts
yeah, of
for
course.
it. Does Shield Master count for this?
I would say so.
Okay, so my dexterity saving throw is a +9, so this might work.
+9? Oh shit, yeah. +9.
23.
Just makes it.
Yes!
It encases your shield, and you just wrap your hand around it and bundle it up like a bit of twine, and it's now wrapped around your shield. But you are free to do as you wish. And since she has had to use this thing, she is now only half covered.
Okay, well I am gonna charge her.
Perfect.
I don't actually have the ability charger, so I'm just gonna run at her again.
Yeah, you flap towards her.
And I'm gonna try swinging at her with
Go for
my
it.
very, 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 very sharp sword.
It is a very sharp sword. Whoever is doing that, can you not?
Sorry.
Put in
31!
a 31, that hurts her, yeah.
With the Vorpal sword.
Ignores resistance to slashing. Oh, shit.
Yes, it does.
You roll minimum damage, though. That's 14 points. Okay. To see if any resistances. Not to...
Radiant.
Not to that, so she takes it all. Yeah.
Okay.
You have a second attack.
Yes, I am. Swinging again. 23?
Ooh.
With her half cover, that does hit her.
Yeah. Just swing 2 slices in.
For another 13 points. So 14 and 13 is 27. Yep, first blood to you.
Yay!
Anything else?
Can my pet attack? I think it goes immediately after me, doesn't it?
Yeah. I'll let it go. Why not?
Yeah, I don't have a stat block for it, but it'll do whatever its normal attack is.
Just roll a d20 for me, and we'll say it's immediate. We'll add a +5 to it for 2d6. +5 with her half covered. Actually, that makes it. So it just claws. So roll. We'll say 2d6.
Roll 2d6. 8.
Okay. Because it's not magical, it seems to do a bit less than you were expecting, but it does chip away. It just scratch at its leg. End of your turn?
Yeah.
End of your turn. Uses a legendary action to attack with one of her claws, which is dear me.
Disadvantage as well.
Is it a disadvantage?
Because my displacer cloak, unless you can see through it.
Oh, does it have true sight? Let me just see. Blind sight.
Let's get around it.
Heightened senses uses creature's echolocation. I think that might.
Yeah, I think it
Does
probably...
blind sight see through illusions?
I'll get I'll look at my thing. Where this cloak projects an illusion that will appear standing in a place your actual location, causing a creature you have disadvantage attack rolls against you if you take... Yeah, and if I take damage, it ends. Property is suppressed while I'm incapacitated, restrained, or otherwise unable to move. So, possibly.
Jeremy Crawford says... Come on, load. This is taking a while. Blind sight lets you perceive your surroundings, including environmental phenomenon, yet a phenomenon that impedes only sight, doesn't provide cover, doesn't work against blind sight. You'd essentially perceive a person in heavy fog as if they were surrounded by static. That doesn't help. I'll say, because she has plus a lot to hit, I'll roll with disadvantage this time.
Okay.
What, a 22?
22 does not make it.
Okay. Well, that is her claw attack at the end of your turn. However, it is now her turn.
Yeah.
And she gets her legendaries back, so she makes 3 attacks, a bite and 2 claws. So, yeah, all with disadvantage. So we'll roll. First one, a 16.
Nope.
Aha, a 25.
I am going to use my... what was it called?
Is it a reaction?
Yes, it is.
You have already used your reaction for your Shield Master.
That isn't a reaction, I don't think, is it?
I think you can use your reaction.
Shield Master is if I'm subject to an effect that will make a dex save type thing.
Alright, yeah. What do you do to...
I am going to use my Glorious Defense, which increases my armor by my charisma, so I have a 28 AC.
Okay. Well, she's going to attack you once more for good luck, and is going to miss.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
That is my reaction gone, though.
That is your reaction gone, and it's Dion's turn. Dion,
I'm gonna attack her.
I'm not surprised. Right, are you moving any closer to her? She does have 3/4 cover here.
I have sharpshooter.
So you do. So you instantly cast your hunter's mark, and you think, yeah, this is forest. This is my terrain. You instantly mark her, and fire. As quick as you like. It's already not. This is getting old, so I'm gonna look forward.
It's not included the hunter's mark. I thought it would have.
That's fine.
You need to put a global damage thing for if you want to automatically count hunter's mark.
I thought clicking on the icon would have added it.
Click your hunter's mark thing and see.
Yeah. That might do it.
No, just roll in chat, or do you want me to? It's just an extra d6.
It's my second attack, so
cool.
I'll roll 2d6.
Nice. Yeah, please. 22, 23, 24, 25, 26 points. She takes all 26. Is that your turn? Any bonus actions? Oh, Hunter's Mark. At the end of your turn, she is going to attack once more with her legendary. Goodness sake. That disadvantage is killing me.
Yep.
You get it in this first round, I'm going to say.
That's fair.
Yeah.
She's using her eyes at the moment, then goes, wait a minute.
Wait a minute. I have web sense. And this is a dream. Shut up. Pizzazz, it's your turn.
Okay, Pizzazz is going to point his staff at... Well, first off, he's going to jump on his broom and fly up 20 feet.
Mm-hmm.
And then point his staff at it and let loose a lightning bolt. Needs to make a Dex 21 save.
A Dex save?
Yes.
Okay. Let's see here.
Not that great damage on it.
She has magic resistance. Plus 10. A 19.
No.
I'm rolling like garbage, so she takes 31 damage. All right. Would that also hit Leon?
No, it's a. What does it have a radius on it?
Lightning bolt is a line, so
Yeah.
I would maybe
And,
have to make a
5 foot. Yeah, because the angle. Yeah, Leon probably would need to make it.
Yes, fair. Let's see if my shield can hold out again.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
No.
That ends the displacer effect.
There we
Sorry.
go. Perfect.
So unless you've got resistance to lightning damage.
No,
You'll be
I
taking
do
the full
not.
31.
Ow!
Sorry, Leon. Forget that you're there.
Fine.
Yeah, and you couldn't add your AC bonus to the deck save anyway because it didn't affect only you.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah, I really fell over then.
Yeah. So with that, Pizzazz, anything else? You can still fly.
So let me just double check see if I've got any bonus actions.
Okay.
I'm gonna move 15 foot this way, just so. Well, actually, 20 foot, 25.
Amazing.
Just so I'm not. If I do it again, I won't hit Leon.
Well, she misses again with her legendary claw attack as Lanwor's turn comes around.
Pizzazz, what are you want to hit with next?
Anything, just hit it.
I will cast Elemental Bane.
Amazing. Against?
You have to make a DC 21, and I will make it fire.
Fire. So she takes... she needs to make a con save, right?
Yes. DC 21.
Con save. Alright. Got plus that amount. Ah, it makes it.
Never mind!
Groovy, any bonus actions?
Alright, if I move into the web, I'm gonna have to make a con save.
A dex save.
Alright, a dex. Alright, I'm going heading path to Glack.
Okay. You hidden path through the dreams. It's almost like you just take one step forward and suddenly you're there. Still make me a dex save though. Because you're in the webs. You entered the webs.
I'm just trying to mark off the hidden path I used.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I will make you a dex save.
Mm-hmm.
Which, it's not gonna...
No, you are restrained while in this web. You can use an action to make a strength check. And on a success, you can free yourself or a creature within 5 feet of you that's also restrained. Perfect. At the end of your turn, she's going to try one more time to get the tank. For fucking out loud. No, she's probably going to give up on you.
You know what? Screw you.
Yeah, you're just sitting there on your griffin, just happy as Larry. As Glack, it's your turn.
It's Sam and Shelob.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, so
Black.
I'm gonna make a dex.
Yeah, at the start
you
of your turn,
failed.
the dex save. Yeah, you easily just sort of you're stepping on the creepers and branches and webs and just
Okay, I'm going to move up to just here. I've got somebody within 5 feet, so advantage time.
Now she is 20 foot up in the trees, just so you're aware. But no, you're in an area of webs.
Yeah, so I assume I can
and you
crawl on
haven't-
the webs to get up.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, you can easily get
You can
there.
do monk stuff.
Yeah, I can run
from
up
that
walls,
area-
so this is good.
Hardcore parkour.
Yeah, from that area she has half cover.
Yeah, screw it. Still try it.
Perfect.
Alright, so first hit. 26. Oh, sorry, no, 29.
Yeah, hits.
Does the radiant
15
seem to
damage.
do a lot?
It seems to do as much as you were expecting.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Okay. Second punch, 25.
Yep.
Let's chuck an extra 3 in there.
Mm-hmm.
Then a 30 and a crit.
Ooh, nice.
Amazing.
Just trying to punch one in each eye on this side and then over to the other side.
9, another 34 points. Okay, minus 34. Wow. I mean, phew,
What was that you're saying
Jesus.
about blind sight?
Well,
Blind that.
yeah, that's interesting. At that final punch, you crack her carapace. You punch into a leg, and she goes to one. Well,
Seven knees.
Seven legs is fine. One of them goes to a knee.
7
and
legs,
then-
1 knee.
Yeah, and then half of her eyes look round at you, and she snarls. You will not escape. And she lashes out at you. 21 to hit you, misses, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
For fuck's sake. Well, it's back
Who's
to
trying to
initiative
leave?
count. Back to initiative count 20, and yeah, Lanwor. Oh yeah, no, you just automatically take this.
Okay.
It's only d8s though. Luckily, you actually are you immune to poison?
Immunities?
Ignoring resistance, but not immunity. Okay. So you take that many points. You take 19 poison damage as just the webs wrap around you and drain away your life essence and replace it with some of its own poison. As Leon, it's back to you.
I've seen this Digimon. Yeah, I'll try to smack her again.
All right.
And
Any bonus actions?
possibly. Depending on if I hit.
Just hits, yeah. Minus 17.
Then I am going to... Let's take a look at what my spells do again.
You've already attacked once, so you can't bonus action in between your actions.
All mine go on attack, or all my spells, because they're all smites. Various flavors.
Yeah, but you have to bonus action before
Oh, do I have to
your
bonus
action.
action first? Okay, then.
Yeah. Yeah, you
I
can't
will-
You can break up your action if you attack multiple times with movement, but you can't attack, bonus action, something else, and then attack again.
That's fair.
Your divine
it's-
smite's the difference to
Yeah,
like,
your
burn
div-
smite, things like that.
Yeah, your divine smites are different. You on a hit, you can just burn a spell slot to divine smite, and at this level, you have decent spell slots. You'll wait until a crit, I'm sure.
If I actually no wait, if I just realize it's like, oh, if I crit, she might die, but she's got legendary action, so that doesn't happen.
Yeah, she will lose a leg though.
Yeah, so I'll do that, and I'll swing again.
Perfect. 28 hits for another 16, and you're just lopping off bits and pieces of her. This is the rest of you can see. This sword is just like honed to a fine point. It's almost made of black obsidian glass itself, like the saber from the Clone Wars, the black one.
The dark saber.
I've not reached that far yet. I've seen it. I just didn't know what it was called.
Oh,
But
that's
yeah, it's
standard
just
Star Wars
hacking.
lore.
Yeah, it's just hacking bits off.
And screw it, I will use my bonus action for something.
All
I
right.
will try to shove it with my shield, with Shieldmaster.
Okay.
I will try to shove her down, basically, so she's closer to the ground.
Shove a creature within 5
Smash
feet
her
of you.
down at the
Yeah,
knees.
that's so that's a so roll your attack. I believe it's an attack from you with your shield.
Okay. Would it just
it's-
use my attack thing, but it's got the
Yeah,
shield's modifier?
It's a D20. Just let me see.
If
You
it's
can use a
precision-
bonus action. Oh, it's a shove attack. So it's basically an unarmed strike. A D20 plus your strength plus proficiency, and she rolls to contest it.
Does it add my shield's modifier to it, since it's a magic shield? Or...
It doesn't say, so I'm going to say no.
The shield modifier is your AC modifier, so it's not like a strength bonus or anything like that. So.
Yeah, it just affects a bunch of things with Shield Master. I was curious if it affected that. It's fine. I've not played with Shield Master before, so I don't know how 100% it works. So I will roll basically a strength check.
She rolls to contest, so she'll roll an 18.
I guess it'd be my my athletics, essentially, wouldn't it?
Essentially, if you're proficient with athletics.
Yeah. So I'll just roll athletics for these. 17.
Oh, so you shove her, and she... 2 legs have to brace against this shield, and she snarls in your face as she veers back to try and bite your face.
Leon's reaction is he laughs, just in general. Even if he gets bitten, he's still gonna laugh.
You don't get bitten. It is her a turn now, however, and she's just going to unload on you. 25 to hit. Does that hit?
Hey. 25 hits.
Yes, 25 hits. Amazing.
Oh wait, I'm tempted to burn another one of my abilities to make it not hit. No, I'll let this one hit.
You let this one hit, just to see how much damage she does.
Also, because I can use it to protect my friends as well, so...
That's true.
So it's got some... I've got some other stuff I can do with it.
+7. So you take 21 points of piercing damage, and... Okay. $37 points of acid damage as she chomps into you. And
that is 58.
58. And she also rolls... that doesn't reduce you to 0. And she'll make one more of those attacks, which is just regular old... And a 28 to hit! Yeah!
Yeah, that'll do it. That'll do it either way.
Yeah! 3d6 plus 7.
Oh, I think I lost too many health. Actually.
Okay,
yeah, sure.
1, 2, 3, d6 plus 7. So 2 and 9 is 11 plus 7. Another 18 points of piercing damage as she claws into you.
Hey.
And that is her turn. That's her whole last turn.
Ow.
Yeah. As it's back to Dion, and you've just watched this onslaught appear. Oh, just wait until she crits, man.
It don't matter. I'm in adamantine armor.
Oh, yeah. Damn. Oh. Right, Dion, it's your turn. What are you doing? Or are you dodging?
Yeah, just attacking.
24 hits. Do you want to do anything else? Like, dream a little bit?
Mm-hmm.
There are alternate win conditions.
Dream?
Wow, he rolled max.
That's not adding the Hunter's Mark.
Yep, add your Hunter's Mark.
Another 8.
Okay, now she, after this, is looking quite rough indeed. Yeah. Anything else, Dion? Any movement, perhaps, you'd like to do? Dion?
I'm good where I am.
Perfect. At the end of your turn, she is gonna... Sensing weakness. Yeah. She's gonna attempt to claw at you again.
I think she doesn't like me, guys.
But...
What gives you that idea?
I keep on rolling 6s.
I'm okay with this.
I've rolled so many 6s. 1, 2, 3, 4. Or so far. Amazing.
That's consistency for you.
That's a legendary action. It's pizzazz now.
Right.
As she's just bearing down on your friend Leon, who has boldly charged forward, and you suddenly flash back and remember he's done this so many times before.
In that case, I am going to cast a 5th level Scorching Ray at it. So that
Okay.
is 6 fire bolts that rush towards the thing. So
All right.
first one is gonna miss for, or is a 20 gonna hit?
20 does. Oh, she's got half cover, so it does just miss.
Doesn't matter. I've got spell sniper.
Excellent. So it does hit. So you just watch as it's about to hit into a tree, and then it just whoop, zips around the trunk of the tree and into her back.
So that's 5 damage on that one.
Yep.
Second one is 17.
Nah, that misses.
That misses. Third one. 31 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Only just though.
I think that hit it.
Yeah. What was that? That was the third one.
Mm-hmm.
Fourth one
2 more.
is
Yep.
30.
Daka.
Yep. Because I'm casting it at 5th level, it's 6 bolts in total. So 1, 2, 3, 4.
No, it's 7 in total,
Is it 7?
isn't it? Isn't it a first level spell?
It's a second, I think.
If it's second, you get 6 of them. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Scorching Ray second.
Yeah.
Because it's like Burning Hands is the first level fire spell.
Yeah.
Ah, right. Well, then you get 2 more.
Yep. The 5th is 29 for another
Yep.
10.
Another 10. Oh dear.
And last one. 22 to hit for another
22
3.
does hit for another 3 damage. She takes all that. Bunch of bolts just hit her in the side, and she screams. And I need you to make an intelligence saving throw, please, as her reaction kicks off.
Intelligence save. Is this a magical effect?
It would technically be a magical effect, yes.
Cool.
Roll low.
For 26.
Damn. So you take half, which is the damage that you dealt, rather than double the damage. So it's 34 points of psychic damage.
Okay.
And you need a dexterity save to not fall off the broom. DC is half the damage you took, so 17 DC dexterity save.
Okay. Probably going to fall off. Yep.
Ah!
And I was 20
Fall.
foot up.
Ow.
And you'll take another 2d6 points then. Another 8 points of fall damage.
Okay.
No feather fall?
Do I have
Unless
that?
you wish to feather fall.
No, just
Uh,
double check to see if I've got that prepared. I don't think I do. What level was that? First level? Or was that second?
it's a first level spell.
No, I've not got it prepared.
Perfect. You fall, and I'm going to need a strength saving throw, as the ground that you were flying over is kind of sloped down towards the river, and you find yourself falling a little bit of crumbling scree right towards the river of lost memories.
Uh-huh.
So you'll fall 5, 10, 15, 20. So you're right on the edge, pretty much, of the river. And you can see and feel these memories, lost memories. You recognize a few of them, in fact. You see Lan a couple of times over, in fact, being stabbed in the neck by Junkrat. You see one of him being shot at by Ziraj, the hunter, in fact, and getting an arrow right to the side of the face and collapsing dead on the ground. You see him being attacked by those weeping angel statues once being dragged into one of the spheres of annihilation. You see him dying to those lichens in the death house, in Qualish's death house. You see him being flattened by an evil ant that throws a whole tree at him. You see him being turned to stone and then smashed by a beholder that you recognize as Buttercup. You see all this and more. In fact, you see him wandering through disparity, confronting a tree, in which lies a giant beating heart. You watch as the heart wraps its tendrils around him and begins to bleed his essence away, while a woman in a cloak laughs nearby. You see all these memories and more being washed away before they are lost forever down this river of lost memories. But you've seen them all, and a couple of those deaths you see off in the horizon are not good. And you reckon you might need to get out of this situation as quick as possible, lest you be washed into the river as well. But that was your turn. You've landed. It's her legendary, and you know I'll mix it up. I'm going to attack Glack this time for 31.
There we go.
Oh, boo.
She's going to chomp on you. 22
like,
points of
Thank
piercing
God for that.
and 41 points of acid.
Maybe she does like me.
63 points. Wow.
One moment, I've got a thing I might do. I need to check something.
That's 2 legendaries. Hopefully we're still streaming on both sites. This is exciting, actually.
Yeah.
63 points. That's almost bloodied you, I imagine. From her.
Yeah, just about.
That is 2 legendaries, though, because that's her bite attack. It is back to Lanwor. Lanwor, you're already restrained at the start of your turn.
Oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to
redeflect
some of
energy.
that. I'm going to deflect some of that.
Acid.
Yes.
Yes. That's
26
really high
I
damage.
deflect.
Yeah, it was a big
So you
that was a
still
lot.
take 15 of it.
That
So
is
you
fine.
take
I get
13.
36 back is the important thing.
Yeah. In fact, 37 total is what you take.
Yep.
Perfect.
God, that's useful.
Yeah, really is. And that's your reaction, though, right?
Yeah.
Perfect. Lanwor, it's your turn. You're already restrained, so you have advantage on attack rolls. And your speed is 0, unless you want to teleport away.
I think at this point, Lana's going, what am I doing? This is my dream. This is my memory, and you're not welcome. And I want to alter the
That's
dream.
your action to say that.
No.
You're not welcome here.
And I want to alter the dream. And what would you want? What would I need to roll? Alter dream to grow in size, and I'm going to moonbeamer with something nasty at level 5. And
I'll say a spellcasting check, wisdom check plus proficiency.
Here was me thinking you go with like a giant glass and a piece of paper.
Right. Wisdom check with proficiency.
Mm-hmm.
So this.
Oh, yeah.
Plus
5. 13. Your voice quavers slightly.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Do I have inspiration or not?
Everyone should probably at this point have at least one, because you've all done some pretty inspirational things.
I want to spend my inspiration and re-roll this.
Yep. Plus an R5, 17? 17, and you were casting a 5th level spell, right?
Yeah.
Plus enlarge, which is 2nd, so that increases the DC by 2 to 17. So you just feel yourself, whoop, 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 whoop. You pick up a mushroom off the ground, and you suddenly are large, and you stomp towards her, and line up your shot as it crashes through trees, and you roll a moonbeam. She rolls a Constitution save, I believe.
Yeah, DC 21.
And she has... fuck it, I'll just roll plus 13 to this. So, and she has advantage, so 29. So she'll take half damage.
So...
and it's radiant. I mean, maybe...
And...
she's used her reaction anyway.
How much extra did I need to roll for that?
We'll say another 2d10 like before. 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 43, 54 halved to 27. Oh dear. Oh, she's looking bad. Oh man, anything else? Any bonus actions?
What do I have for bonus action?
You Misty Step? Or Stride, whatever it's called.
I'm gonna... I'm going to use Hidden Step.
Perfect.
I'm actually turn invisible till the start of my next turn.
End of your turn, she's gonna use... what else can she do? Yeah, she's gonna begin to slip away. So as her legendary action, she moves without provoking opportunity attacks. Sentinel?
No.
No, I think Glack has Sentinel.
Oh,
Use my reaction.
But he's used his reaction.
Yeah.
Excellent. So she moves away and scampers. So she moves using her thingamajigger and hides with a plus. I'm just gonna have to roll this flat out because she doesn't have a bonus to it. Come on now.
My perception.
No. You watch
you
as
have to
she
see
just
her.
she beds down. She beds down in the trees, trying desperately to hide, but you can see a vicious-looking trail of blood leading right up to her, and it's all green and blackened, sizzling through the trees. She is too big to be hidden. But she is about, what's her speed? 30 feet, I think? Oh, 40 feet. Excellent. So she's 50 away from Glack, 40, 5, 10, 15. She's up there anyway. Glack can easily get to her, quite frankly.
Still, if that's the high check, Leon doesn't see her.
Yeah.
Leon's perceptive as a plank of wood.
But it is back to Glack. I'll go back to Glack.
You've got plenty range. It's more seeing if I can move. Through.
Charge up the tree and just start body blows right into the stomach.
Gut shot on the spider.
Yeah. 22.
22 does just hit. Minus 10. Oh my.
Oh, another 22.
Okay. Pow, pow! The cracks come in, and you
Sticking
watch.
another 3 on that one.
Yeah. You watch as her armor, her carapace, cracks apart, and you see this pinkish, fleshy-looking thing underneath that screams, and as you punch into it, you just reduce it to powder and paste, and you feel something hard at the center of it. Which you pluck as, like, because you have unarmed attacks as a bonus action. You're able to pluck and look at, and it, covered in gristle though it might be, you see this small, sort of almost tadpole-looking creature. Mechanical thing? You can't tell. You would need to cut it open and see what's inside it, but it looks a little bit like those creatures from before, the little wretched things, but different, somehow mutated, aberrant. You can't quite put your finger on it, but she herself is taken out.
I hop back down and hold up the little squiggly finger like,
Oh, it's not squiggling.
It?
It's not squiggling anymore. It's you've killed it.
Does anybody want this thing? I need to wash my hands.
Don't
really
wash
get out of
it
here.
in the river.
Don't
wash
go
your
near
hands
the
in
river.
I've got some water.
Thank you.
If I could play Dream is Collapsing by Hans Zimmer, I would at this point. As behind you, the rubble, the ground starts to shake and the forest begins to almost writhe in amongst itself. The webs all vanish and the path is beginning to become ever narrower. You reckon you're almost there. You're just about there.
Move, my friends. Go, go,
need to get
You
go.
out
all
of here now.
charge.
Let's get
You all
going.
charge for the exit. and you see right at the very edge of this forest, right before a wide, expansive, gold, open plain, which you all are able to charge through, all except one of you. It's like there's a wall of force almost blocking Leon inside.
Leon, what are you doing? Come on.
Right.
You force yourself against the wall and are unable to break it down. The griffin looks panicked. King begins to squawk and shriek.
Can I grab his hand and try and hidden path through with him?
Ooh, roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
He's also got +4 because I'm next to him.
That's true.
Wisdom saving.
And he is your ally. Wisdom saving throw. This is a high DC.
Ooh.
24.
24. I was thinking a DC of 25, I'm afraid. I will give you...
I have 3 more attempts at it.
Alright, roll me one more wisdom saving throw. With
Okay.
advantage. As the dream just begins to collapse all around you.
I'm not leaving my friend behind.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Guidance.
Doesn't help on a save. Need resistance.
Or you could cast Bless.
Oh.
Yeah.
Amazing. That's fine. That is amazing. So, you feel this grit, this determination. You look back at the forest, your dreamscape, which is collapsing around you, and you scream, "I am not leaving my friend!" And the world, like that scene in Inception where the cafe is exploded apart and it seems to just pause with everything in midair, it just seems to pause for half a second, and you're able to wrench Leon through the gate as the entire forest collapses in on itself, now a buzz of just mechanical wires and copper plating. As you stand in this field, the way to the dawn ahead of you. Is there anything you wish to do as you make your way towards the awakened realms?
Leon's like just looking dazed, essentially. So, well,
Pizzazz is looking back towards the collapsing forest where it's turned mechanical wires and copper, and he's just like, "What? I don't understand. That was a forest. Why is it mechanical?"
And why is it in my head?
I don't think we're totally in your head. This has become a shared realm. This is
like-
part of all of us.
Leon's clutching his head as if he's got a headache. Maybe he's Junkrat's doing something. He's into mechanical things, isn't he?
From deep in the center of the forest, you do see that sort of red flash once more. That then peters out as the forest grows dark and lifeless once more.
Where are we? Which realm are we in? Are we still in? We're still in the dream.
You're pretty much on the edge of waking up. You do see sort of like in the near distance, this door, off in the distance, which you sense if you go through it, you will wake up. Yeah.
Friends,
it's a portal to the waking world.
I think it's time to leave this dream. And time to find Junkrat in the real world.
Willow.
Willow.
Probably Willow.
I think it's Willow's fault.
Oh, it's definitely Willow's fault, but Junkrat is Junkrat.
Oh wait. Sir.
I am done with them messing with us. Our minds, our thoughts, our feelings, they are ours, not theirs to toy with, like we're some little toy. He was our friend. Yeah, I am too mad to
How the
think around.
turntables have turned.
The turn turned.
I am so mad and angry and frustrated. I don't know what to say other than let's end this.
Definitely.
It's good to see you again, Leon, even though it's not been long, or has it? How long?
It's
I don't know.
so hazy. No
Hopefully,
idea.
we can find each other again in the waking world.
Yes. If I'm not with you, find me, and I'll try and find you. I'll do my best.
We need to
We're in
end this.
disparity. If you head to Willowwood, there's a portal through to disparity.
Gotcha. Okay.
You can miss it.
I think
I
Far
might,
more-
but I'll try my best.
Leon,
Things out.
far more importantly, don't forget, you still owe me 2 gold.
Oh yeah, that bet.
As you stand before the portal leading out, everyone roll me a perception check, please. All 5 of you.
That wasn't bad, actually.
That wasn't bad.
I beat the ranger at perception. How?
He's not a good ranger. And the druid though, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Glack alone rolled above 20. So Glack, everyone else seems to pay it no mind. They just see the door. But for you, it's like that old familiar haze of just crackling sort of zzz, zzz, energy is back. And as you blink it out of your eyes, you see the door before you flash almost between red and blue, and then back to just the bog standard portal leading out of this world. As if something is short-circuiting almost. It happens again just a couple of times. Like the colors are inverted almost. The door just flashes red and blue once more, and then seems to stop on red. And then flickers for just a moment, and then returns to its normalcy. But you sense a strange feeling of foreboding whenever it did flash amongst the red and blue doors.
Foreboding for the blue or foreboding for the red?
Roll another perception check.
That was the best timed thunder in real life that has ever happened.
Perception. After that fight you just had, and after all the... It's difficult. You're half asleep, you're about to wake up. You sense a strange feeling of foreboding from both. And from both, a sense of peace, and again from both, a sense of dissatisfaction, of upheaval, of the unknowingness that lies beyond a closed door. And a feeling of doubt creeps into your mind. You don't know. You've never seen those doors before. But you sense something ahead. So it feels like a path diverging in a forest. And as you all bid your farewells and step through, the 4 of you wake up in the inn, in the Last Hope Inn. The ruins of the previous night's battle still there, but with Leon nowhere to be seen.
But we now remember him.
You do remember him, but much in the same way that you remember your dreams immediately after you wake up and they begin to fade.
Mm-hmm.
You try and hold them in your mind. And it's strange. It's like an echo. It's like a phantom, like a dream.
Pizzazz quickly pulls out a piece of parchment and writes, "Remember Leon."
Mhm.
Remember Leon owes Glack 2 gold.
Remember?
Yeah, you scribble, remember Leon, and then Glack looks across and writes, owes Glack 2 gold. Get that down.
Get that down in writing.
And as you...
Pizzazz
and
rolls
as
his
you
eyes and then writes,
Yeah.
Gold.
And as you come to... You smell the smell of baking bread and cooking breakfast above you. It is, well, for all intents and purposes, in this place, morning time. You hear the sounds of movement from the bar as people begin to take breakfast, still in the quiet. Oh no, wait, sorry. This entire dungeon area is silenced.
It was soundproof because of the bio.
You know what? You can smell. It's not smell-proof. You can't hear the sounds of cooking and such going on, but you can smell the smell of bacon and bread. As you wake up, having achieved your long rest, having some truths being told,
So none
and
of
having a new design in your mind.
So the things spent in there are on, and the
That
damage.
that was the dream. That was the dream world.
Hmm.
You wake up having long rested.
So what, now we're living the dream?
Nice.
That was me just regaining charges on it.
Yeah. And as you all wake up and prep yourself for the journey ahead, possibly the final journey, possibly the final fight, preparing spells, taking breakfast, perhaps asking around to see if anyone knows how to get there.
I don't know if my tattoos are recharged
If
or
anyone
not.
knows who this Leon guy is,
That is
and
where we're going to pick up.
Oglack 2 gold.
Why?
As you mull this greatest of mysteries over in your mind, that is where we're going to pick up next time. Before we sign off, our special guest has a plug for their own show. Take it away, Wolfie.
Hi, yes, I've been on Bob's channel a couple of times before. Fenris Wolfie Bane. Thank you guys for letting me join for this one. It was hilarious and a great deal of fun. I enjoyed playing your ball of hit points to get beaten up by a giant spider lady.
Jesus Christ, I can't believe that.
Paladin. Yeah, I stream on Twitch, usually 4 days a week. I'm going to be streaming 5th day as well. On Saturdays with Bob is going to be on there as well at some point. Don't know the entire start date yet, but that is going to be D&D. I normally stream just general video games and things Monday through Thursday, about the normal starting times for this, so 6 p.m. Usually stopping at 8. This is a little later than I normally go. But
Yeah,
it's a great
it is a
time
little late.
It's a great deal. It's a great lot of fun. So hope you check me out. And I'm very happy to be a guest because this was great fun time.
Anytime.
Yeah. Glad to have you.
Whenever you can make it.
Slowly but surely, my channel is turning all D&D.
I mean, what's so bad about that?
Nothing.
It's just fun, right?
Well, since that is all we have time for, and we're going to wrap this up now, it leaves me to say thank you very much for watching or listening, whatever device you use. This has been Lanwor's War-Torn Heart Part 4. Join us next time, whenever that might be. I thank our special guest, Wolfie Bane, and Bob, and TR, Neil, and Ben, as always. And it leaves me by saying this only. Sweet dreams. Good night.
Don't let the bed bugs bite.
Don't let the bugbears bite either.
Don't let
Bye.
the spiders bite.
Yeah, see you guys. I'm also going to sign off my stream, so hope you enjoyed. See you around.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.